following is a UTV 44 sports production.
Friday Night Rivals. This is the UA Early College UTV 44 Game of the Week. Sponsored by Mobile and Baldwin County Sheriff's Offices and the Drug Education Council.
The road to Auburn for a 6A championship starts right here. The defending 6A champion Spanish Fort Toros at home tonight. A number 2 seed in Region 1 and 6A taking on the number 3 seed Carver-Montgomery, the Wolverines from up in Montgomery for a matchup tonight here on UTV 44. Good evening. I'm Jim Cox. My partners Dan Brennan and Vic Pocket. Dan, this Spanish Fort team so good in the playoffs. 30-4 all-time. No stranger to being in this position.
No stranger to the big home crowd that's going to be here tonight to support them. A lot of things just keep looking the same at Spanish Fort. This team's done it with a lot of defense, for sure.
8-2 on the year. Their only losses to McGill and to Blunt, and they're going to have a good defensive effort like we're used to seeing because Carver-Montgomery, they can do some things that is very explosive.
Duke Harris is this young quarterback, and he's really not the biggest guy on the field for sure, but he may be among the most explosive. Harris was a wide receiver most of the season. This team went 1-4 early in the year. They turned it around right around the time they put it in his hands at quarterback. When there's a lot of read option, when he keeps it, keep an eye on Duke Harris.
And they will put him out at wide receiver as well to try to get it to him. So we'll see him. He's just kind of their guy that makes the offense go for the Wolverines. All right, Vic, we talked about it. Dan mentioned it. Defense, that is what this Toro team is built on this year, allowing only 10 points a game. And you talk Toro defense, there's one guy you talk about.
And obviously it's Thomas Johnston. You know, when you talk about things being the same and continuing, the legend of Thomas Johnston continues, and the Johnston family. And, you know, he's 3 or 4 plays away from making the tackle career record in the state of Alabama. So, but that's not something that I think is important in his mind. He's such a leader on this team, and just one of the guys the coaches can lean to get the other guys going. He's going to do what he do on the field every week, week in and week out. Play behind his pass, get to the football, find the football, make the play at first contact. So look for him to be an impact if they're going to be successful and continue, which I'm pretty confident they are.
Yeah, how big a year is he having? He had 147 tackles last year in 15 games. He's already got 142 in 10 heading into the postseason here tonight. A little nugget about the Johnston family?
A little nugget about the Johnston family is that Tyler Johnston Sr., the daddy, played football at Carver High School in Montgomery.
That's right. I knew that.
Coach Gresham was like, well, why didn't he stay up there? Why'd you have to go to Spanish Fort? We'd have loved to have him. Kickoff comes up next. It's the Wolverines and the Toros, round 1 of the playoffs right here on UTV 44. Season starting tonight here in Spanish Fort. Lots of black, the numbers, the logos, the fans all dressed in black here for the Toros as they try to defend their state championship in 6A with their rivals coming down Carver-Montgomery for the matchup. First time these two teams will get together. And let's go down that Spanish Fort sideline right now to join Tara Reeves for the first time tonight. Good evening, Tara.
Hey, Jim, there is one thing on these guys on the field's minds tonight, and it's a state championship. And if you'll remember last season when the Toros won the 6A state championship, it was when quarterback Tyler Johnston ran for a first down on 4th and 1, giving the Toros the opportunity to run out the play clock against Clay Chalkville. And now the Toros find themselves in unfamiliar territory. This year, they've started 5 different quarterbacks, and tonight's starter, Jack Samsel, is a mid-season transfer. Now, head coach Ben Blackman all along has said that it's the defense that's going to carry this team, but in order to win it all, you have to be consistent at quarterback. So there's a lot on Samsel's shoulders here tonight. I spoke with Jack earlier about what he did to prepare for this game. He said he watched old Brett Favre highlights from the 90s. So we'll see if any of that rubs off in his performance tonight.
All right, thanks, Terry. Yeah, Samsel's going to be the guy to make it go on offense. And they really did, for so many years, of course, you had Tyler Johnston there at quarterback. That helped, but such a dynamic offense. And this year's team really is built on the other side of the football. But, I like Ben Blackman and getting his team ready to go at this time of the year.
Yeah, they like to do more power things. And you're right about not even just formation, but, man, they just depended so heavily on Tyler Johnston for those 3.5, 4 years. And it's tough once you change that position. as dynamic a player as he was, and as impactful a player as he was, there's got to be a drop-off. 5 quarterbacks in one season? Unthinkable.
Yeah, really a big change here for the Toros. Vic Lockett, take us as a player this time of year. Think back to August. You think back all the hot. Now we're finally here. This is the players' time of the year, right?
Absolutely. You know, and you talk about August, it is a distant memory. You don't even remember it now because this is what you know, Parcells says, this is why you lift all them weights. And this is why you run all those sprints and those 40s. You don't even think about it now because you've already got the hay in the barn, and it's now to come out and go for the rings. You've made it to the tournament. Anybody can win it. You got to play every play like it's the last play because definitely now, Jim, this could be the last Friday night.
Could be.
Frank Beamer said something so interesting at a 1st and 10 club, and we know the great career he had at Virginia Tech. There were a couple of players being honored that night. One had extraordinary numbers on offense, 280 yards rushing, the other on defense, 22 tackles. And Frank Beamer said, what you don't see when you see these young men being honored here tonight, you don't see all the work and preparation they put in so they could achieve on a Friday night. And I thought it was such a great lesson for all of us for him to point that out. Now, what a great game he had. What a great preparation he had to make sure he could perform that way.
Well, that is profound, and that's something I think about that every week, and I think about that when I'm hearing things and hearing people talk. They just don't realize how hard it is to win a game, Coach Stallings would love to say, and people don't know what you go through in preparation to get to this night, and on any level of football or any level of sports. You make so many sacrifices, including the coaches. It's unbelievable. I would never be a coach and be away from my baby as long as they have to be.
It is. What a night here to get the playoffs started.
You might want to get her vote on that.
Because of Dan Brennan being in the press box, they're lighting off fireworks here tonight to welcome him here for the postseason.
95K is chair.
Very nice touch there from the folks here at Spanish Fort. Bobby Totes, general manager, UTV 44, local 15. Had a great chat with him. He's sitting right down in front of us here tonight to watch
I like that guy.
Oh, Bobby T's great. He's a coach. He coaches with Thomas Johnston's dad. They coach some 9-year-olds together in their Saturday league.
Well, we heard all about the 3rd Johnston boy, who evidently is highly ranked as a 9-year-old, if there can be such a thing.
This Carver-Montgomery team, they come in a record of 5-5. There's Ben Blackman, his 2nd season here at Spanish Fort. All he did his first year was go undefeated and win the state championship. Showed up here and had a great year.
No pressure.
Be tremendous, and now he's got them back in the playoffs. As we said, their only loss, the first game of the season against McGill here on UTV 44, and then at Blunt.
Well, I think this is going to be a nice little rock'em sock'em here tonight, don't you, Dan?
Yeah, Carver's a team that's won their last 3. They got up to a rough start. They've shifted around some people offensively, but they've got some players on defense that can, are being recruited, can come after you. I think Spanish Fort can't just come into this game with any sort of lackadaisical attitude.
No, not a doubt.
Spanish Fort 16-1 all-time at home in the playoffs, and Quinn will pooch this one to the far side, and a fair catch called for at the 33-yard line, and we'll see the offense for Carver-Montgomery, and we're going to see some different things offensively. We'll see Willie Smith at quarterback. There's head coach Billy Grisham in his 6th season here at Carver-Montgomery. He is 6-4 all-time in the playoffs. There you see his overall record. 3-7 record last year. Really a struggle. Came back this year. Even when they were 1-4, guaranteed this team was going to go to the playoffs. They were going to get hot down the stretch, and they've done just that. And now they've got a flag to start things off. They've kind of changed things up. Dan talked about it to open the show. Duke Harris moving from wide receiver to quarterback.
Prior to the snap, legal substitution on the offense. It's 5-yard penalty.
Well, that's not the way you want to start the game, huh?
Sean Kelly, our referee here tonight.
Yeah, we had the, I'm sorry, Jim, but we happened to have the camera on Coach Grisham when they were flagged, and it was like, come on.
Played at Alabama State, and here's Harris looking to turn the corner and pressure as he slips and tries to come around to the near side, and nowhere to go before he's brought down. Colt Steiner in on the tackle along with Tyler Miller, the safety. There's the offense. Carroll, Zimmerman, Aaron, Giles, and Murray. Now they got some playmakers on the outside if they can get him the ball as well. Jamal Turner, number 15 at 6'6", 230. And then, we're going to see Willie Smith come in and play quarterback. We'll also see Harris at quarterback, and this time it is Willie Smith, and he's going to pull it down. He's got a big arm, fires it up, and it's into triple coverage and incomplete. And they were trying to get it to Duke Harris, who is also their leading receiver with 25 catches on the year. And the Spanish Fort defense, they have held 7 of their 10 opponents to 10 points or less. Ruggs filling in for the injured Vaught, Millard, Thomas on the edge, Myers, Tyler Johnston, Colt Steiner, Sam Goodwin, who's played really well on UTV 44 this year, and the secondary, DJ James, who's got 5 interceptions and 3 of those for touchdowns on 3rd and 17, and now Carver-Montgomery again with another penalty. And this is the 11th game of the year for Carver-Montgomery. This is their 7th road game. They've played 7 of 11 now on the road, and this is a very hostile environment.
Well, they're going to have to clean up their pre-snap alignments and reads if they're going to be in this football game.
Now, Willie Smith, they'll keep him at quarterback, and 6'3", 180 pounds, good-looking player. He's got 6 touchdowns on the year, but he's also thrown 7 interceptions, and Spanish Fort can go and get the football. Watch number 19, DJ James, if he has a chance. Over the middle of the field, he's got him complete, able to get that off to Javante Jones across the 50 and all the way up to the 43-yard line on a first down.
When he's good, he's good.
That's what Billy Grisham told us.
Nice job right there, man. I told you, he sets tall in the pocket and lets the route develop, come all the way across the field, and the receiver just picks it out of the air and collects it. 9th
catch of the year for Javante Jones.
You know, you don't really have much in the playbook for 3rd and 17 against Spanish Fort, but they got it.
Something there.
They did.
And we'll see if they kind of get a little bit of rhythm going here for Willie Smith. And this is Justin Lewis, his 88th carry of the season. 360 yards on the year, 6 touchdowns. And Thomas Johnston over there, Big talked about it, 619 career tackles. He's 3 behind DeMarco McMurray coming into tonight's game. And now up the middle is Lewis again, and another first down for the Wolverines.
A little 8-gap, Vic. What are you seeing right there?
Yeah, it looks like they're cleaning up in the middle there. They're hurrying up with the offense. Maybe Spanish Fort's having a little trouble getting set and getting their plays in.
First down for the Wolverines, and they give it back off to Lewis. And Lewis driven back at the 25, and
there's that guy.
Yeah, you didn't even have to see who made the tackle. You could just see the way the pile moved. There was Thomas Johnston.
That's right.
He says, I got enough of this.
This Carver-Montgomery team, they will spread the wealth, is what Billy Grisham told us as far as running the football. They'll rotate in a bunch of players in the backfield. And now we see Jamal Turner, big number 15, come in, and he'll line up to the bottom of your screen. And now Devontae Thomas checks in at tailback. Smith has some time middle of the field. He's able to get it to Turner. He's got it. Turner at the 10, trying to get down to the 5, and he's ridden out of bounds. But 1st and goal coming up as Chase White finished him off, and there's the big receiver, his 15th catch of the season.
Yeah, big, good-looking player. They got good-looking players all around the place. But now the difference is you can look good getting off the bus, but you're playing Spanish Fort, and you better execute. On this drive, they've done that.
Yeah, exactly. They do. Their execution looks fine.
Look at the backfield. They loaded up on 1st and goal. They get a couple as they go with a big package, and they'll bring Quandre Giles in from his linebacker position to carry the ball. They'll also bring Stanley Talley over there, and another big heavy package, Isaiah. So this is pretty much their defensive front 3. 2 of their 3 defensive starters and a linebacker come in to run the football here in short yardage.
Yeah. Well, he said it. A lot of people are going to get the ball.
I didn't know it was going to be this many.
Can't get much more liberal than that.
Yeah, he's going 12-13 on the defense. Huh?
All right, this is 3rd and goal. Again, they push forward to the goal line and touchdown.
Well, you can see right away their philosophy. They're going to spread you out between the 40s and 20s, and then they're just going to play small ball with their big men when they get first and goal, which I like that philosophy. Let's do that and quit trying to throw it and sling it around when you get in the red zone.
And they got some big bodies to bring in, Jim.
Stanley Talley, the defensive tackle, comes in and gets the touchdown. And now Caleb Mosley will try the PAT in a surprised crowd here at Spanish Fort. Sees the Toros give up a touchdown on the first drive to open things up, and Carver-Montgomery cashes in on a big 3rd and long, and now they have the lead to open things up here on the hill. Carver-Montgomery, the Wolverines, gnawing at the Toros to open things up here. And an impressive drive. A big 3rd down play. Able to.
Yeah, they came out stumbling with pre-snap penalties and all kinds of problems, but they just got to lull Spanish Fort to sleep.
Talley will kick it to the near side, and this one going to hit down at the 20. Ball still loose. Ball's still loose, and the Toros finally all the way back to the 10 when Jamal Vines falls on it.
Looks like the Cleveland Indian outfield there. Nobody wanted to go get it, but that ball was kicked in a beautiful spot, but nobody came up or back to get that football. And you can see now Spanish Fort, they are challenged by field position starting at their own 10.
There's Ben Blackman. Look at that, 28-2. That's pretty good, you know.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Okay.
93%.
No argument here
on the winning percentage.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Vic always says math not his strong point.
Yep.
We
can figure that one.
A look at Samsel and the give, and binds up the near side. He's across the 20, but he gets out to the 22-yard line before he's ridden down by Eric Brown, the senior linebacker. And let's look at the Toro offense. Betts, Whaley, Stonecker in its center because Murphy's out hurt. Tuberville and Freeman on the right side. Toro's battling some injuries. Wide receiver Logan Morgan-Love. Watching him on Friday nights. Barry and Wayne on the outside. And now the give inside. And this is Jamal Vines, who really going to have to handle the load because Holden Wilson broke his leg.
Yeah.
And he is out the rest of the season. So Vines will be in there. Big talent up front for this Carver-Montgomery team. Isaiah Forte, he's got offers all over the SEC. Just a junior. Talley, who scored the touchdown. Huffman, Given Brown, and Quantarius Brown and Quintarius Jones. And in the secondary, DeMarcus Russell with 3 interceptions on the year. And Samsel fires, and that one's incomplete. Might have been maybe Tip. Logan Morgan was the intended receiver right now.
Well, maybe just overshot him.
Yeah, I think a little adrenaline for Samsel to open the game, Jim, and it looks like he was watching a lot of Brett Favre because he whistled that one. He whistled that one in.
Yeah, I had a good conversation with his grandmother here pregame. She's excited to be down here from North Mississippi to watch it.
Yeah, came down from Hampton Terra. Told us where she was down from watching the game. Can't remember where. All right, Samsel on 3rd and 9. Some time, fires to the far side and incomplete. And the Toro is going to be forced to punt as they try to get it off to Jalen Wayne. It was Olive Branch, Mississippi, Tara tells us.
Good football up there.
Yes. And a 3 and out for the Toros. Toros look just a little out of sync
well,
on both sides of the ball here.
I would say this.
Special teams?
The team that got off the bus from Montgomery looks in sync.
Yeah. Other than the pre-snap penalties,
right.
In terms of executing plays, they have been pretty well oiled.
Steiner. Low snap. Got a great kickoff, and he'll chase Harris all the way back, and Harris takes it backpedaling on a fair catch to the 31-yard line.
Harris showed what an athlete he is just by getting backtracking and snagging that one.
High school football games, first round action. Jeff Davison, #1 seed McGill-Tulane, Auburn and Davidson, a big one over at Ladd. Baker and Enterprise and Murphy and Central Phoenix City. Tough road matchups for our 2 local 7A teams. How about the Daphne Trojans go up to Sidney Lanier last night and get the victory to move on to the next round? Dothan and Blunt tonight, and Saraland taking on Park Crossing. 5A, Viger at home. St. Paul's trying to make it 3 in a row. Jackson on the road to Eufaula. And on the keeper, this is Harris, and he's turning the corner at the 40. And Duke Harris all the way across midfield. And he's knocked out of bounds up at the 43-yard line. Another big gain, another first down. Terry Curtis trying to win that 6th state championship. He's on the road at Dale County. Satsuma and St. James tonight. Thomasville hosting Catholic Montgomery, and Andalusia for a Region 1 champs. The give to Lewis, and he'll pick up 3. Justin Lewis, just a junior, 6 foot 200 pounds. He's got some size to him coming out of the backfield.
Tell you what, the Duke has been really sharp too on his reads there. That last play, previous play where he pulled it, it was a great decision.
It's a great decision when you got his feet and quickness too.
that makes it a little bit easier on the mind, right?
Yeah.
Anthony Wills comes in at running back now. Willie Smith at quarterback. McQuay Allen at wide receiver, and pulling this one down. Smith cuts it back to the inside, breaks a tackle at the 30. He's got a first down at the 20, and he's knocked out of bounds. And Carver-Montgomery is moving the football against this Toro defense.
You never associate Spanish Fort and poor tackling ever, but watch here.
Colt Steiner, I think, got a little mixed up on that one.
Yeah, he did. Just kind of ran himself out. I was talking with Atlas Hare and one of the coaches pregame, and he was saying Spanish Fort has had one of the better weeks of practice all year long.
And you would expect that from a team that knows, what's at stake at this time of the season. And this is Wills, and Wills up to the 15-yard line, and he'll pick up 7.
Tell you what, this offense got a little swagger to it too.
A lot of tempo.
A lot of tempo.
Back to Wills, and lunges forward. Depending on the spot, he may have the first down.
We got to give Coach Gresham a little credit here. When I say swagger, everybody out there, take a look at them. They know what they're doing. They know where to line up. They just look over there, get the play, and they look at the wrist, and, hey, they just execute after the ball is snapped.
3rd and inches.
Now they got the first down.
Thomas Johnston was coming on the blitz and couldn't slow up.
Prior to the snap, encroachment on the defense. It's a 5-yard penalty for first down.
All right, they move inside the 10-yard line, Jim, and what you noticed, and Vic also the first time around, is it's a different personnel package in there now offensively.
Yeah, they brought in, when they got inside the 5 last time, they brought in a real heavy package. Here they'll stay with conventional. Double tight ends. Yep, and now movement is,
well,
Anthony Murray.
As soon as I
think they might have been going to the left, Vic.
Yeah, and as soon as I congratulate him on execute.
Procedure penalty against.
They take the penalty, then they donate it back to the defense.
But they did get the first down.
So it'll be 1st and goal back at the 13.
So it looks like they are going to spread it out a little bit here in the red zone.
In a 1st and goal situation, as we all know, you get 4 downs to get into the end zone.
Usually.
Motion is Harris. Smith looking for the fade up top for Turner, and it's just over his head.
Yeah, if he'd have had it in play, I think the height advantage was going to come into play right there. That kid was playing above the rim, wasn't he?
Yep. Yeah, he's you got a 6'6" receiver on that side, and then you've got Trey Berry, 6'6" receiver on the other side for the Toros. So some matchup problems on the field, but they just couldn't get it up where Turner could pull that one down.
Just had to keep it in the end zone.
Yep, that's all.
2nd and goal from the 13. Carver-Montgomery, number 3 seed. Looking, fires, and wow. Incomplete. He had Justin Lewis. If he gets in the ball, he's got a touchdown.
Yeah, he had the route that they wanted apparently over there. It looks like some kind of switch up with the men. But he was open. Yeah, it looked like a little too far.
Yeah, a little wheel route. Safety got over there, but that probably would have been too late if he hit him in the number.
3rd and goal from the 13, exactly halfway through the first quarter in the first round of the playoffs here.
They put Jamal Turner in the slot over here to this side, and then they changed their mind.
We get a timeout.
Well, Coach Grissom pretty smart here, too, because he knows, hey, if you get down here on these guys, you need to come away with 6.
And they do have a kicker who's got a very strong leg, but you get down the red zone, gotta get points, especially early when you might have this Spanish Fort defense, not quite figuring things out. You figure they're probably gonna make some adjustments here.
Well, I'm gonna go a little further than points. I'm gonna say 6 points against this Spanish Fort defense.
Here is the Region 2 standings. Park Crossing, the top team. Sidney Lanier knocked off last night by the Daphne Trojans. There's Carver-Montgomery, 4-2 in the region, 5-5. This Carver team was 1-4 at one point this season, at the halfway point of the season, and then they come back and they've won 3 in a row. And then Dothan, the final team to make the playoffs, and they're 4 seed. So Spanish Fort, they ended the season ranked number 6 in 6A. And Carver-Montgomery, 12-68 all-time against ranked teams in 6A. But they have the lead here and looking for more on 3rd and goal from the 13. Play action rolling out. Smith fires, intercepted. We talked about the propensity to throw a pick, and Chase White has his 2nd of the season, and this might turn this game around as White looking for a blocker, and he's brought down across midfield as it was Turner, the big receiver, who hustled back to make the tackle. But boy, the interception so costly, 8th of the year for Willie Smith. Threw it too far in front of the intended receiver.
Yeah, and White's just there. I mean, he's got that thing covered up like a blanket anyway. And then you look at his skill to get back, great hustle to get him to the ground. But that just turns it around in every way, because with a decent kicking game, it looks like they're at least going to walk away with 3. And instead, nothing. And St. Paul's has got it other side of the 50.
Spanish Fort, yeah. And
I'm sorry?
Yeah, red zone turnovers. I mean, just talk about make a coach pull his hair out. I mean,
yeah, at the very least, I know Coach Grissom was saying we'll get the field goal at least, but certainly not looking to get a turnover. And then they're all the way back across the 50.
Yeah.
Got a Carver-Montgomery player down. And that was where the play started going back.
It's just, you could speak to this, Vic, but after an interception, it's just like mayhem on the field. Everything was going in one direction.
Sure.
Now it's going in the other direction.
That is.
And for the defense, it's not mayhem. It's Oski. We're going back, baby.
Yeah.
Jatorian Fuller-Jones. A little hobble on that. I think another big 6'4", 230-pound wide receiver for Carver.
I saw those guys coming out, and they were wearing those wide receiver numbers, and I was thinking surely they're defensive linemen or the linemen. No, these guys are lining out wide, and they're going to probably make a difference in the game. Just get good ball placement. But Spanish Fort is showing they're going to make them earn everything they get.
We'll see if this gets a little momentum going. I mean, 5:46. The Toros have had the ball for 3 plays.
Certainly ignited the crowd over here, didn't it?
They were waiting on something.
Well, they always are. Time bomb, waiting on it to explode.
Samsel, Logan Morgan down to the bottom of the screen. Jamal Vines in the backfield. Samsel gives it off to Vines, who slipped right as he took the handoff and maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, but not much more there.
If Spanish Fort wants a little ignition too, Logan Morgan is a guy that you can just throw it out to and see if he can make that first guy miss. And he's just such a good ball player. Not incredible speed, but fast enough to make a really big play going down the field after a short throw.
No gains, 2nd and 10. Motion. Vines takes it. Yeah, he's going to be dropped again. Maybe a gain of 1 before being wrapped up and brought down. Willie Porter, the safety, came up to make the stop.
Looked like it was a hole there, but Porter came in and fielded pretty quickly after it showed the flash.
How important is it for a team, Vic, like you come here, you just got to weather what you think is going to be an early storm, and Carver-Montgomery's not, they've more than weathered it.
They've been the storm.
Exactly. Yeah, I know they were expecting a hostile environment. I'm sure they've heard the legend of Spanish Fort, but hey, they got off the bus ready to play.
Samson rolls out to the right. The junior with a big arm pressure hit as he fires and trying to get it to Barry. And he's got it at the 32 for a first down, a pickup of 14.
Nice job getting him outside of the pocket because the pressure was definitely coming. And he got pressured and still was able to get it off.
Yeah, and I think that the design of the play was anticipating pressure because it's a rolling pocket. He's trying to get out of the pocket, but he got pressure from near side and far side.
Yeah, that was the leading tackler, Stanley Talley, coming in. He's got 4 sacks on the year and was close to number 5. And looked like he may have even been held a little bit trying to get to Samsel on that one.
A nice job by Landon Holloway to pull it down. Is that who it was?
Ray? Actually, no.
It was Trey Barry.
Trey Barry.
I know these jerseys are, the numbers are a bit of a challenge to read, Big Lock.
They are, not just me, huh?
Vines, he slips again.
Yeah, you're going to have to give us an agricultural report again, Jim. What is the blade grass width here?
It's definitely denser and more thick here.
No ryegrass here, I don't think, but
There's Anthony Scott, just a sophomore, coming over to make the stop. He's had a big year for this Carver-Montgomery team. Samsel looking to the right side, fires it. He's able to get it complete and nowhere to go. Jalen Wayne over on the far side, and this Carver-Montgomery defense giving up 29 a game. Let's come out here and
well, they're ready for these tonal screens because they were setting it up on the earlier drive. And they were in position to make the tackle. This time they tried to execute it, and the defender was right there.
Not only do they get in position to make a tackle, they tackle well.
Yeah, okay.
that was Jalen Wayne's 27th reception of the year. Only picked up 3, 3rd and 7 from the Toros. The Carver 29. Samsel has time, looking right side. Now wants to go for it all in the end zone. Fires it up, and Wayne's got it for the touchdown.
There's a guy playing above the rim, taking the foul under the rim as well, and still making the play.
Yeah.
29-yard toss from Samsel to Wayne in the third. Now 4 touchdowns on the year for Wayne, and good progression there by Samsel as he was looking to the right side to open things up, and catch by Wayne.
Yeah, they also had, I don't know if it was max protection. They had a lot of people around the quarterback to give him a pocket so there wasn't any sack opportunities there.
Yeah, I'm going to have to congratulate Willie Porter, too. He was right there. Couldn't be any tighter on the coverage.
The sophomore Matt Quinn ties it up. What a swing here. 1st and goal with the 8 for Carver-Montgomery. Looked like have a chance to make it 14-0. Instead, a turnover, and the Toros, champions in 6A, have now come back to tie this one at 7 with 3 minutes to go in the first. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Vic Locatera, Reeves on the sideline. Brian Anderson, our statistician, and Jared Kihas in the truck. And turn of events here as the Toros were staring a big deficit in the face, but come up with an interception in the red zone. And Quinn will send this one all the way back to the 2. And another slippage up at the 15. Let's get an injury update on the injured Wolverine from Tara.
Thanks, Jim. Earlier, number 19, Jatorian Fuller-Jones went down when he was trying to tackle Chase White on that interception. He said when he fell, he felt something in his knee pop. He was able to walk off the field with some assistance. The trainer taped him up. It's possible that he will return, though, guys.
Boy, hopefully that wasn't a pop. That's always what the trainers ask. Did you hear a snap, crackle, or pop? And
you don't want to hear one. You want to just hear, these kids just want to hear that in the cereal.
Yep. Got to look at Thomas Johnston, their 3-time state champion, 12, 13, and 15. And Duke Harris back in. And try to get to the far side, and the Toros do a good job.
They just strung it out, and he just ran on out, so they'll take that.
You see Duke Harris, their 5'7", 150-pound junior, against Northview a couple weeks ago, rushed for 228 yards. So you look right below us here. 6 plays, 47 yards after the interception from Chase White. And Jalen Wayne with a touchdown catch from Jack Samsel. And Toros even this one at 7, a loss of 3 now. 2nd and 13, and straight ahead. Devontae Thomas, the senior, another big back, 5'9", 5'10", 190 pounds.
And they had a problem at all with Coach Gressom's play selection, too. I mean, they are using their offense and executing it. They've had that huge turnover that points came off of. A couple of pre-snap read errors. Other than that, they've been pretty good.
3rd and 7. Willie Smith will screen out the backfield, able to get it off to Thomas, and Thomas will be stopped by Thomas Johnston.
Yeah, well, you throw it in the direction of Johnson. Now you're blocking him, but he's somebody that can shed a block, and when he does, that's the end of that, right, Vic?
Yeah, and that's what he does every week, week in and week out. But there again, that was a great play selection. The screen would have got me as well if I was playing defense. It just didn't block Thomas Johnson.
He didn't fall for the screen.
I have sometimes being over aggressive, especially in the early part of the game. You'll run yourself out of the way, and they just have an easy go up.
I'm not sure the screen had been invented yet. Starring at Shaw.
Logan Morgan. Bear catches this one back at the 39-yard line. Great punt by Caleb Mosley.
And that's a small thing, but to me, that shows a lot about what Logan Morgan is. He judged it, started realizing things got a little air under it. He wanted to take that ball and do something with it, but at the same time, as a single safety back, he's got to make that judgment himself. And that's just, again, Logan Morgan between the ears.
Yeah, good smarts on his part. You know, keeping his emotions out of the game and making a sensible decision.
Probably counting inside his own head and realizing, I'm going to have to go. I can't look back and see what's coming, but it's been up there long enough.
And another factor, you can get your clock clean.
Yeah, no kidding.
Misjudge it. Make the wrong decision, and it could be your last.
4 wide receivers here for the Toros on 1st down. Up to the 40 goes Vines.
Tell you what, if that was an RPO, I think he should have went to the pass, because you talked about 4 wide receivers. They had 2 or 3 defenders out there, so the matchup was in Spanish Fort's favor if they would have passed it.
Pickup of 2.
Defense begins with the lineman. If you don't line up correctly, you are not going to win.
Barry comes in motion. Samsel has some time now. It's going to close up around him, and he's going to be dropped. Nowhere to go as he was looking downfield, and then all of a sudden the pressure came, and Anthony Scott, the sophomore, with his 5th sack of the season.
Yeah, Carver did an excellent job adjusting to the motion, and that's the proverbial coverage sack. Because they rocked their safety over when that motion came over. Everybody was covered. He had nowhere to go. He put that in the air. He was putting it in harm's way.
You're right.
Loss of 11. Now 3rd and 18. Anthony Scott, 6'4", 220-pound sophomore. Able to get that sack, and now they dump it off out of the backfield, and nowhere to go as Vines makes the catch and is immediately dropped as Ladarius Thornton made the stop, and the Toros.
What you would expect getting in the playoffs, you start seeing better football. Right now, to me, guys, we're seeing better football. Great execution offensively and defensively by both teams.
That's why we love a 2-3 matchup in the 1st round as well. We are through one here on the Hills. Spanish Fort and Carver-Montgomery. And some fireworks and some good football here as well. By Jonathan Braswell, showing you the highlights through one here as we start the 2nd. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Vic Walker, Tara Reeves on the sidelines, and Toros will punt. Harris back to receive, and end-over-end kick, and that hit a Toro in the back. I do not think it hit a player from Carver-Montgomery. I think it hit a Toro, and that thing never got. But now the official threw the beanbag. He threw the beanbag, saying that it is going to be Toro ball. This was a...
Well, I thought it hit a Toro in the back first. Which should have
That's
did.
Thomas Johnston there. Yeah, that hits Thomas Johnston in the elbow.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's Justin Thomas in the elbow.
Which I thought would have made it dead there.
No. They got it wrong.
It should have. I mean, what a great shot. I mean, it hits him square in the elbow.
Yeah, this is the right call. I think it's dead right there.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, the Toros they thought they were getting the football.
Yeah.
And so did we.
So did I, yeah.
Devontae Thomas up ahead, and then he runs into Colt Steiner, who made the stop. Ooh, I'm glad they got that call right.
Yeah, we want a good, clean game, no shenanigans, and everything done to the best of their ability.
80 of shenanigans.
80 of the top high school football players in Alabama and Mississippi coming to Montgomery December 10th for the 30th Alabama-Mississippi All-Star Football Game at Crampton Bowl. 12 o'clock, the clash happens, $10 each for the game tickets. And it's hosted by the Alabama High School Athletic Directors and Coaches Association, so don't miss it. That is December the 10th, by the way.
Mark your calendar.
Good players.
Jamal Turner with a catch. 3rd and 4.
So the championship's going to come after the SEC championship this year? December 10th? Usually the other way around.
No, we're talking about the All-Star game.
All-Star game, okay.
Yeah.
Turner in motion on 3rd down. Smith rolls out, fires, and incomplete. Good job by Chase White coming over there on the covers. Now a late flag comes in. There's been some contact. White, who has the interception, is trailing. Trying to get an arm in there. Oh, you know what? That ball was tipped.
It was tipped by Steiner, so...
Yeah, but even without the tip, I didn't see anything wrong
I didn't see anything, yeah, but if you're going to call it, the ball being tipped before the contact...
would negate any contact.
All right, looks like they're going to have a little discussion on it.
Pass interference on the defense.
Wow.
15-yard penalty.
Hey, we're not being homers here at all, but the point is, I think what Vic and I saw, and I think you too, Jim, didn't look like Chase White did anything in the first place.
No.
Yeah, I agree.
But the ball was also tipped before there was anything close to that contact that they, saw as illegal contact.
Take a
in
look
my
yourself.
estimation. Tip ball.
Yeah.
Then he makes a play on the ball.
Yeah,
what did he do?
So a fortuitous call for Carver-Montgomery. And first down at the 26. Up ahead, Duke. Well, he never got his footing underneath him as he slipped.
Yeah,
it is a very dense turf down there.
Yeah.
I mean, we were walking around before the game. And
It is. It just, for whatever reason, and no rainfall for a month, and it's slick down there. Beautiful night in Spanish Fort.
Harris gets just back to the line of scrimmage. Good look at the turf here on the hill. Rolling out. Harris looking, waiting. Nothing there. Well, he just kept waiting for a crease, Big Lockett, and there was not one to be had.
Yeah, nobody opened the door on that one, and he just ran out of real estate and ended up hitting the wall because he just kept passing doors and all of them being slammed in his face.
Another good-looking young linebacker, Destin Myers, 6'2", 205. They produced some linebackers at Spanish Fort, Alabama.
And you can see Ryan, that play there. They just strung that thing out, and nothing there, and when they return the corner, edge very well set.
9th straight year in the playoffs for the Toros. School's only been around for 11 football seasons, and after the first 2, they've been on the roll as Wills watches as Harris keeps it, and Harris trying to get to the outside. He pushed out of bounds about the 22-yard line as Tyreek Graham finished him off there.
You keep seeing him get to the different level. Is he quicker than a defensive end? Yeah. Is he quicker than a linebacker? Yeah. And then he finally squares off against the cornerback and runs out of room. But he's quicker than just about everybody.
Yeah, and he was maximizing each one of his blocks, setting them up, just trying to find a way and turn that corner. But Spanish Fort said, nah.
4th and 5, and
Wow.
They will try. This will be a 37-yard field goal attempt. We'll call it 38 for Caleb Mosley. Duke Harris will hold. Mosley, we told you he had a strong leg. He drills that one through.
I mean, he really did nail it, too.
He could have did it with about 5 or 10 more yards. Huh?
Yep. And, you think about, you got a weapon like that, you turn it over on that second drive down there, and swing of probably 10 points at least.
Yeah, it could have been 10-0.
Yep. And Caleb Mosley, we were watching him in pregame, and he was drilling him from further than 37.
Always reminded by coaches especially, because they can see every ghost in the house and everything that could go wrong. But it takes a snapper, a holder, and then a kicker. I mean, you've got to operate as a team and not take any of that for granted.
Let me tell you, Dan, they practice it every single practice.
Yeah, well, you can tell the ones that do and do it well.
And we've seen so many players slip down, and then you got to worry about a kicker slipping, making sure he has his footing.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
always think about that when they plant, even in the pros. I mean, wow.
Yep.
It's just
Nobody's fault,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, it should happen more often than we see. But yeah, these guys, they've been practicing, and they've been practicing well as also.
They've been a fun team to watch.
Yeah, well, this is a fun game to watch. You should get better football in these playoffs. Two teams executing, that's what we're getting.
Mosley sends it to the far side and back at the 12. Ball pops up loose. Tyreek Graham had it, and it's recovered by Carver-Montgomery. Ball came straight up in the air on contact.
Yeah, it looks like he was going to jump, or he was in the air a little bit, and next thing I know, the ball's going vertical as well. So Carver making good on the return over now themselves. And it's up to them to see if they can get their points off turnovers. The turnover.
Tyreek Graham, as he crossed the 25, big hit. And Carver-Montgomery back in business after the field goal to regain the lead at 10-7, and Wills plunges ahead to the 23-yard line.
Now, Coach Gresham is going to tighten them up in here and see if they're going to be in their lanes and where they're supposed to be against the run. They're just going to sling it all over the yard down here, just trying to tighten it up and see if we could just drive the football on Spanish Fort.
Not the tempo. We obviously a different type of tempo, very slow and methodic here. Harris,
Wow.
gives it off to Mills.
Big block there.
Wow.
Justin Lewis.
Let's hope the kid's okay, though.
Well, it was on a blitz, so let's see who it was. He's down.
Yeah, they're going to take him out of the game. He's trying to fight through it.
I'm not sure
Spanish
exactly
Fort players.
Yeah, Colt Steiner maybe.
If we see this one again, you will see a brutal collision.
Yeah, it's
The running back picking up the
Blitz.
blitz. Yeah.
there's Colt Steiner.
Yep. Steiner.
Well, Dan, I missed that one. Did he cut him low
No.
or was up in the,
I would
up in the
say-
chest area?
Ooh.
Justin Lewis.
Was it low, high?
It was basically, I think that Steiner wasn't coming in. He was coming in lower than pad level.
Mm-hmm.
And he just caught him. What I saw, it was almost like a blur, because it wasn't the only thing I was watching at the time.
Yeah, well,
Saw
I missed
Cole
it as well. I
he
just saw the after effects.
And saw Lewis's reaction after the block.
He was excited about his good block. Good sportsmanship over there by Carver, taking a knee while the injury's being tended to. Thank God he's up on his feet there. But yeah, when you're running those red dogs, Dan, you got to be cognizant of a back picking you up. And you got to kind of judge what size that back is, and in your mind, in a split second, figure out how he's going to try to take you on your block. 'Cause if he cuts you low, that could be career ending, and it hurts. But if he tries to hit a big man like me high, you rather that, because you just then turn it into a bull rush.
Well, I know we get word from the truck, no replay available, but it was a play where I think this young guy is shaken up from head to toe.
Just a collision, huh? Because I did hear it.
It was a collision.
I did hear it.
He was favoring that left leg. Steiner,
Yeah.
he's solid.
Yeah,
6 foot, all of 215 they list him as, and you can tell he's
certainly sending up some prayers for him right now.
I mean, Steiner's been playing like a man since sophomore year. He's no newbie to collisions.
Tara will give us an update, and they go Justin Lewis. I think he's going to have the first down for the Wolverines. So they have Lewis line up at the Wildcat here. I have to measure this one, but the Carver players reacted like they thought they had the first down. It's third down, so this will be a big decision now. If you,
Considering they've got that kicker, right?
Yeah, if you're a little short.
Yeah, it's above my pay grade as to what decision I'd go with, but looks like he doesn't have to make one, does he?
First down for the Wolverines.
The Wolverines have been correct when they call touchdown and first down, the players at least.
So Justin Lewis stays at the Wildcat. Twin receivers to both sides. And that one.
Yeah, that one snapped before everybody else moves, so that's going to be a procedure.
And that was, it's they might be happy
Prior
to
to
take
the snap, illegal procedure on the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. The first.
They might have been losing more than 5 on that play. The Toros had that one smelled out.
Yeah, and they would not have maintained first down.
Right.
No, it was similar with the blitz.
I was just about to say another backer coming in there, red dog.
It was really similar because what happened was on the play previous, Steiner was coming that fast, and suddenly
you sell out on it.
It was over.
You sell out on it for sure.
Harris gives it off to Lewis, who is upended. Sam Goodwin.
What a play. Keep backing him up. Sam Goodman living in the backfield right there.
His assignment stay on the running back, right? That was his job. And
wow,
what a play to fight through and sling him down. 7th tackle this season for a loss for Sam Goodwin.
Yeah, I think Willie wanted to pull it, but the back already had determined the mesh point was going to stay with him.
And Carver going backwards here. 2nd and 21. This one thrown
backwards behind him.
Yeah, behind Jamal Turner. Got a lot of arm span out in front of you. Get it to Turner to be able to pull it down, and going the other way makes it tough.
But he had either a linebacker or safety covering that spot up real quick, so I'm not. He would have had to really fit it in. He may have been protecting his guy a little bit.
Not sure. Carver's a little confused here. It's only 3rd down.
They thought it was 4?
Yeah, it kind of looked like they were
setting up for a punt or something. Huh?
Yeah, bringing all the whole.
There was some heavy package coming in there. I was like, wow.
So 3rd and 21.
Play clock just started.
Yeah, they're fine there. Willie Smith, the junior.
These refs are generous with this play clock to me, Jim.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Smith gets this one on the pitch and at the 20 trying to spin free, but really nowhere to go.
Fake the reverse.
Jaquamian Howard, his first touch tonight.
They got a lot of guys they trust with the football in their hands, but they also have some guys that show some skill.
So
why not if you got it?
If you got it, yeah.
Unloaded tonight. There is no tomorrow.
After the 38-yard field goal from the near hash on the last possession, now he'll try a 37-yarder, and he being Caleb Mosley. 1 for 1 on the night. Made 11 field goals this year, and he's going to try for number 12. And he's got it.
He's good from 45, I think, Jim.
Yeah, off the Toro building. So they take advantage of the turnover on the kickoff, and Mosley's got his 2nd here tonight, and it's 13-7. The Wolverines on top of the Toros about halfway through quarter number 2 in week 1 of the postseason here on UTV 44. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Dick Lockett Here in Carver with the kickoff, and the ball is loose all the way back to the 15. Only spinning ahead across the 30. And let's get an injury update on the Toros sidelines from Tara.
Thanks, Jim. As you saw earlier, Colt Steiner was relying heavily on support to make it off the field. Once off, he immediately went to the trainer's table. They took his cleat off of that left foot, cut tape away. It's an apparent high left ankle injury. They started to try and move it around. Colt is in obvious pain, highly unlikely that he'll return.
You know, and he's just back after he had a high ankle sprain earlier this year, had surgery, was on crutches, missed several games, and he's just coming back, and you saw that heavily taped ankle there.
Well, it says a lot about the Spanish Fort defense and their coaching and their personnel, the fact that they could go through so much of the season without Colt Steiner. Not sure what that was.
Is that a delay of game on the receiving team penalty?
Well, what you could have done is not give the referee the ball real quick or something like that.
Okay.
You know,
that must have been it.
Some sort of thing,
Yeah.
miscellaneous like that.
Now this one tipped in the air and intercepted. DeMarcus Russell with his 4th pick of the year. Samsel's pass.
Tip drill.
Off the hands of his intended receiver.
Practice that every day too, Dan.
And another Toro turnover here.
There is a drill for it.
2 of the last 3 plays now. The Toros have turned it over. Let's look. Samsel threw it behind his intended receiver. I think he was trying to get it maybe to Holloway there. He was trying to get it to Langdon Holloway.
Yeah, clean interception too. That one would have counted in the NFL.
4 picks on the year now for DeMarcus Russell. Now Smith looking, wants to go for Turner, and Steiner nearly has his 2nd interception of the game. Make it Chase White back there.
Chase doing a good job back there playing center field.
Yeah, of course. Steiner, of course, just went out with the injuries. We look, White was closing in, and turnovers have been a problem for the Toros so far here tonight, Tara.
Yes, they have, Jim. I spoke with Ben earlier before the game started about what he planned to do in order to win this game, and he said it's what we can't do. We cannot turn the ball over. Turnovers have really been the Achilles heel of their team this year, and he said we're in the playoffs. We can't afford to do that tonight. So they're going to have to clean things up here in the second half if they want to win this game.
Yeah, all magnified in the postseason.
Yeah.
Gain of 5 there by Wills.
Well, in the postseason, your suitcase is sitting right next to your locker. So if you don't win it, that's it.
Yeah, in the case of football players, it's a huge duffel bag.
The Toros and Thomas Johnston were coming on the blitz there on 3rd, 4.
Now, encroachment on the defense.
Wow.
It's a 5-yard penalty. With the yardage, it's 1st down.
Coach Stallings used to call that big bag your grip. It took us 2 or 3 weeks to figure out what he was talking about, a grip. What is a grip?
I never heard that either.
It's your bag.
Okay.
Yeah.
Grab your grip. You familiar with that one, Dan?
Now I am.
Smith rolls out, sings it to the near side. Turner takes a huge hit. Can't hold on to it as Tyreek Graham came over there, and Tyreek at 5'10" laid the lumber to 6'6" Jamal Turner.
Yeah, as soon as the package was delivered, watch right here, he was right there to sign for it.
Tough catch for Turner. Ball a little.
He bobbled it a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it was, again, it led him right into the contact.
But very catchable now. As coach would say, you should have came down with that and took the hit.
2nd and 10, halfway through quarter number 2. Willie Smith.
I think they're going to get the offense on this one.
There's movement up front. Wolverines.
Spanish Fort was
Prior to
stemming.
the snap. Snap infraction. On the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Yeah, when the defense can stem and move around, but then they got the offense jumpy there too, so they were frogs and hopped offside.
Willie Smith looking over to get the call from the Carver sideline. Smith stands in, fires it over the middle of the field, and throws it behind his intended receiver.
I think he
Milton
had
Allen.
to do that. Because he saw that safety playing play side there. Had he threw it right there, I think that safety would have picked it.
You know what? I think that if he throws it right at his numbers, though, that he had the bigger receiver on the smaller safety, and I think that he could have, you know, played a little basketball and shielded him off. But I get what you're saying because I saw it earlier, too.
Yeah, see what's coming there.
I think he just missed through it.
DJ James with 5 picks on the year was there on the coverage, and now 3rd and 15. Give it off to Lewis to the 21, and will we see a 38-yard attempt again?
I'm sure we will.
Well, let me tell you, I have no problem the way Coach Grisham is playing this thing. You know, let's not turn it over again. Let's be safe. If he pops the draw, hey, we've got Christmas early.
Yeah, that's right.
If not, we'll open our gifts right here with a field goal.
Yeah, and you got
in a hostile environment, tough defense.
Absolutely.
Team used to winning state championships.
We'll call it 37. He's hit from this distance once tonight. And that one is no good.
Slips to the left, huh?
The previous 2 were more to this hash mark. That one more to the center, and he pulls that one a little bit to the left, and the Toros.
I think the gift goes to them now.
Right.
He missed the field goal. They get no points.
Toros defense has been stingy once Carver-Montgomery has moved it down inside the 30s. They had the touchdown in the first.
Yeah, but the thing that no one can quite figure out for much of the season has been the Toro offense. And they're going to have to pull their weight tonight against this Carver-Montgomery team.
Got to produce. It's playoffs.
Samso with an interception.
Still looking for Logan Morgan, Jim.
Give. Finds. Pick up 7. All the way up the far side. Now that's Jalen Wayne they bring in to the backfield. Trivia time. All right, brought to you by New Horizons Credit Union. We mentioned Spanish Fort, 30-4 all time in the playoffs. 30-4.
Wow.
Only lost to 3 teams.
Well, 4, I thought.
Name 3.
Oh, teams.
The 3 teams that have beat him.
Somebody beat him twice.
All right, look at Vic Lockett.
Lockett said math's not a strength, and now you see it is a strength. Is it or isn't it?
It is not.
He used the word cognizant earlier. He's very cognizant of the trivia question here, and now Trey Berry was not cognizant of the snap count. And
yeah, that didn't look good at all.
Prior to the snap, illegal procedure on the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
You know, I feel bad about this because I think some of the, there's questions that in some ways were already answered earlier in the year with some trivia like that. It's been worded differently, but it's like.
You don't like the bonus, huh, Dan?
I don't like the fact that I look like a fool, you know, the entire season with a question that's similar to one already answered.
I don't like the same question on tests either at the end of the test.
This is not similar. This is not similar.
Okay.
I don't like tests, period.
2nd and 8, pressure coming in. Samso will be dropped back at the 16, and they'll say he was down as the ball came loose as he.
Yeah, Nathan Gavan came in there on a tear, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Nobody to get him.
Man,
that was a well-designed defense there. That tackle had to take care of the immediate threat inside, which left him open to come on around the edge.
Untouched.
3rd sack of the year, Gavan. And now he had 3rd and 3, and he get a 5-yard penalty, and he gets sacked for 6 more. Now it's 3rd and 14, deep in your own end. All receivers pressure again. Samso spins, and he's caught from behind and dropped again. This time leading the charge, Quandre Giles with his 2nd sack of the season and back-to-back sacks by the Wolverines.
This team gave up 30 points a game?
You know, I'm sitting here thinking the same thing. I'm bewildered here. We know what Spanish Fort is and what they're about. This Carver team, this is the first sight on them.
Yep.
But they only won 5 games.
Yep.
How did they lose 5, Dan? that's where I am.
Might be playing some pretty good football up there in Montgomery.
Montgomery must have some teams up there.
Short kick. Harris watches it bounce, and it does take a nice Spanish Fort roll all the way back to the 45. And now there's a flag up at the 33-yard line, kind of where you might see a little holding call. This is the UA early college game of the week here on UTV 44. Week 1 of the playoffs here, and always surprising scores in week 1 of the playoffs. And I think there's some people looking at this score right now on Twitter or wherever, and they're being surprised on Friday night what the score of this game is.
No doubt.
And to continue this thought, you know, we know what Coach Blackman is. We were just putting up his statistics and how many games he's lost. I'm now being impressed with Coach Gresham because, you know, we're seeing good coaching and good play calling out of this group as well.
No, this team is also emotionally ready to come down and compete. You can see.
Yes.
Not afraid.
Nope.
And I'm going to talk about that in a second here as Harris tries to sprint out to the right side looking for a block, and he cuts back and he'll have it. You know, they talk about a team taking on a coach's personality, and Coach Gresham talking to him on the field before the game, Dan, not uptight, lots of smiles, excited to be here. He and Ben Blackman are good friends, but, you know, he was not, it didn't look like he was uptight leading up to this game.
No, I agree.
Pickup of 10 for Harris, and he'll get 4 more here. As we saw what this team did. They started out 0-3, but they lose to a couple of 7A teams, Auburn and Jeff Davis.
And we know they're pretty good teams, aren't they?
Yeah.
Opelika's a good one.
And then they come back and they start getting things going a little bit, and then they finish out the year with 3 straight wins. They gave up 55 to Park Crossing, who won the region up there. Right side breaking this one is Harris, and he's inside the 20 and inside the 15.
Yeah, we got a local team playing Park Crossing now, don't we?
Yep. So all the way down.
Yeah, he just saw a little seam there, and he just split the difference between the DBs, and good yardage there.
Knock him out of bounds at the 17. Pickup of 32. Slipping in the backfield.
Boy, that blade of grass you've been talking about.
Devontae Thomas looked like he was on skates there trying to get turned around.
You don't want to stumble at all against Spanish Fort's defense because they will. Sam Goodwin, good year. Good year for us, right?
Yeah, he's played well on TV. Made the stop there. No gain on that. 2nd and 10 coming up as we approach 2 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Well, you mentioned they look like they're playing on skates, Jim. You've got some experience calling games with people on skates, so you can just do that right here.
Just
roll right into it.
A little slippery there. Now they'll load things up in the backfield again and move Tyrese Hampton right in the middle, and now they want a jump ball, and all kinds of contact over here as Turner.
I like the call.
Up against Graham, yeah. And Tyreek Graham was.
Yeah, but I'm not sure I don't like the no call.
Yeah, I agree. It was some contact there and impeding his route.
Yeah, you had an obvious mismatch physically, and I mean, the corner's doing whatever he can to survive. Just kind of surprised it didn't get flagged, Jim.
Yeah, Graham put the big hit on Turner on the last possession.
Well, what Coach Gresham was doing, every time they've got in there tight like that, they ran the football, and this time they had the one-on-one with the big man.
Now watch, they got Harris.
Throw it.
They got Duke Harris in the slot.
Nice philosophy.
Bottom of the screen. Smith looking for a screen out of the backfield. He gets it off to Lewis. Lewis makes a move at the 15, still on his feet. And he'll get brought down around the 11-yard line. It'll bring up 4th down. Thomas Johnston over there.
If he gets a block out there on the flat, he's probably a whole lot closer to the end zone. Right here, that he's impeded right there because 8 misses the block, and
James got up there and slowed it.
Yeah, he slowed it down for pursuit.
Wow. They were trying.
Going for it on 4th down, and Spanish Fort gives them the gift.
4th and 3, they quickly line up.
Prior to the snap, encroachment on the defense. The 5-yard penalty makes it a 1st down.
Twice that's happened here in this quarter.
Certainly uncharacteristic of this Spanish Fort group.
1st and goal. Now from the 8. Boy, Carver-Montgomery's had the ball the entire first half of this game.
Yeah, that speaks as well to how well their defense is played.
Harris looking for some blockers on the right side. A big hole, and he's in for the score. Duke Harris, who gave it off. It was Justin Lewis actually lined up and took the snap.
Just a simple Wildcat play, strong to the right side, had the heavy meat over there to the right side, and the meat took it to the freezer.
Yeah, we've seen plays in games where the meat stands around.
Yeah, but not here. This group's taking it to the freezer.
Yep, they hit people with their big guys.
6th touchdown of the season for Justin Lewis. Well, they give you lots of looks. They put Harris at quarterback at Wildcat, and they put Lewis there, and that one is no good. I think somebody got a hand on it as it came across the line of scrimmage.
He didn't get that off his foot good at all either.
No, and it hit the bottom of the crossbar.
I think it was just a bad strike on it, which we haven't seen from him until right there.
19-7.
Stuns the crowd as well as the booth, I can tell you that.
That's the guy we met.
Billy Gresham.
You got to give him some credit. He brought his group down here, and they're ready to play, and they're not just playing off emotion. They're just going off execution and everything else, and their practice week is showing here tonight.
Yeah, and in some regard, too, they got to feel good that they're winning some fights. You know, they're winning some battles at the line of scrimmage.
Mm-hmm.
And they're obviously, this defensive line has been getting after Spanish Fort and really choking that pass game before it could even happen.
Yep.
And Jim brought a good point up. Their personnel could be giving Spanish Fort some problems because you don't know where and who's going to line up by, because you're usually able to cheat a little bit by the personnel in the game.
Yeah.
They may come out there with the same personnel, but there are other guys, the quarterback, and other guys, a wing back, and that can screw you around.
Yeah.
Well, and if the Toros could get something quickly going here, they could get a 2-for-1 because they get the ball to start the third quarter as Mosley puts it up, and this one bounces. Ball is loose.
I mean, you want the Toros to get something quickly. They can't even catch the kickoff. That's the third time.
Yeah, they put it in a dead zone right there, but they're still going to get pretty good field position because it should be a penalty. There it goes.
Yeah, they were trying to decide if the Toros had touched it over there before it went out of bounds.
No touch by the Toros.
So they'll get it at the 35.
Man, they've had some trouble with the big things, with the little things.
Totally uncharacteristic of this group, I can tell you that.
And after a great week of practice, from what you said, right?
Yeah, that's my understanding. They tell me that Coach Atlas Heron, whose son is one of the players out there, best week all year.
All right, Jack Samsel. They'll roll him out, trying to buy him some more time. Fires to the near sideline, and it's dropped. So tried to come to Vines. No, it was Wayne over there, and that one looked a little dangerous when it was in the air.
It did because of the numbers. There's triple coverage.
Yeah, I'm glad he actually got a hand on it to catch it because there was people behind him just waiting for that one to fall in their basket.
Yeah,
I think Wayne watches that. He'd think he probably should have pulled that down.
Yeah, he was open at the moment.
2nd and 10.
The other concern is blocking for Samsel.
Samsel looks pressure coming, and he'll be wrapped up and dropped back at the 26-yard line again.
They should have blew the whistle a little early on that, I thought, because he was wrapped up.
Gavan comes in along with more.
Well, look at Gavan. He's standing straight up, Dan. He's not even in a three-point stance, and he just gets small in that little crack there and splits the tackle in the guard.
Yeah, I mean, again, when I say they're winning some fights, that's what they're doing. Physically,
I see what you're talking about, brother.
They're able to go ahead and just whip you at the line of scrimmage.
Hey, that's what it's about.
Quandre Giles with his 2nd sack tonight, 3rd on the year. And now 3rd and 18, and Samsel was brought down again across the 31-yard line.
He just ran out of time again. There's the proverbial coverage sack. He was trying to look downfield. Nobody's uncovered, so he just had to eat it.
Yeah, Gavan makes the stop, and now Carver-Montgomery wisely takes a timeout to stop the clock with 25 seconds left. Couple things here. You get your offense out, but also make the Toros punt to Duke, to Duke Miller, Duke Harris get his hands on the ball. Possibly an explosive play on special teams.
They've done everything else tonight pretty well.
Sputtered out of the gates a little bit with the pre-snap reads, but other than that, when they go ahead and get an opportunity to execute, they have been executing offensively and defensively.
Okay, the AHSAA reminds fans that we all play a role in the education of our students. Parents, fans, and just folks in the community all set an example for the students, whether they're aware of it or not. Help set a positive example in everything you do, both at games and in your community. And good sportsmanship is what sets your school apart. That's a public service message from the Alabama High School Athletic Association.
Amen to that 3 times. It starts with us.
I know somebody who came up with that slogan.
That they're executing over on the other side of the bay.
Yep. Here comes the punt all the way back. Harris will take the fair catch at the 32. And more of our friends here on the UA Early College Game of the Week. The Sheriff's Office of Mobile and Baldwin County and the Drug Education Council. GoBuildAlabama.com. And Pepsi. And looks like Carver-Montgomery will happy just let the clock run out here in the first half.
Don't have a problem with that decision. Nope. Playing this group. This group is used to winning state championships, not just playoffs, Dan.
Yeah.
You're in their house with their crowd, long way from home. You can get out of halftime with those points. Thank you.
Jim, the fact that Spanish Fort gets the ball first in the second half, at this point, would it scare anybody?
Tara trying to catch up with Coach Gresham down there. Wow.
Proud of Tara and her sprinter speed.
With a 40-yard run there.
Yeah, we'll give her a 4.4 on that.
She was a little more closer to a 5.4, Vic, but it was good. But she caught up with Coach.
She's in heels. Give her credit.
Yeah, Gresham he was heading off the field, and Tara was getting over there so we can hear from the coach of the Wolverines, whose team is on top by a score of 19-7 here at the half. And Coach Gresham, he is excited, and we like catch over before the game, and now Tara's got him over there on the far sideline. Tara.
Thanks, Jim. Coach, you know, you said when you were watching film earlier this week that the Spanish Fort defense looked an awful lot like Alabama. How have you been able to be so successful against one of the best defenses in the state?
We just challenged our guys, and we want to come out and establish, in the playoffs, you got to be very physical. And we just challenged them physically. And so far, so good. We executed. We still got a lot of miscues. Got to start in the red zone about 3 times in that first half. So we got to come away with some points. They're a big second-half football team. Last week, the score was 6-6, and they ended up finishing that game 25-6. So we got to keep our guys composed in the second half and come out and play like we played in the first half.
And in what started out sloppy with 2 penalties in your first drive of the game, how were you able to come back and really take control of this first half?
My guys all year been through a lot of adversity. Throughout the year, we've been down in some ball games. We had a lot of penalties early in the season, so we got those things corrected. So our guys are they just fighters. So we want to continue to fight throughout the second half and finish this game off. We still got 2 quarters to play, and just talk to them about finishing the game off.
All right, thank you, Coach.
I mean, he's a guy I'd want to play for. How about you guys? I mean,
Where's my helmet?
You could just tell. I mean, he's a fiery coach who's got his team shocking the Toros here. And speaking of shocking, last week, Dalton Golf, our player of the week. UMS Wright goes over and dominates St. Paul's. Dalton Golf had a touchdown after he caused this fumble, and he could have had 2 more. You know, there's a lateral that was not called and a fumble that he picked up. He might have had 3 defensive touchdowns in this game.
Well, Dahl made one of those plays that, did it ever end up on Sports Center?
Right here?
Right,
that one right
there. That was really spectacular. Young guy that we got a chance to meet during the pregame show, and what a football player he is.
What a win last week for UMS to go over and dominate St. Paul's. And now UMS opens up on the road, but a lot of people think they will be a team to be reckoned with in 4A, and I know 3 people in the booth right here who know that will be the fact. Dalton Golf, congratulations with that great job by our crew getting that shot of Golf going in for the touchdown. He was our guest on our pregame show before the Battle of Old Shell Road, and got the touchdown there. The Bulldogs got the victory. Halftime here on the Hill, 19-7. The Wolverines on top of the Toros. Halftime here, our Buffalo Rock Pepsi halftime show, and let's go down and enjoy the Carver-Montgomery marching band. Halftime here on the Hill, 19-7 the score. Spanish Fort trailing Carver-Montgomery. The Wolverines have come down here, but impressive. As we wait now, it's a little chimney sweep action going to take place down on the field here with the Spanish Fort Toro marching band here in round 1 of the playoffs.
High School marching Toro band has been all over the Southeast football season, all the way from Mississippi to 12.
Halftime on the hill, Carver-Montgomery, I think, surprising a lot of people in Spanish Fort. I think 3 of them might be about to be on TV together right now in blue shirts.
Yeah, you know, you could play on the hill, you could play in the parking lot, you could play in the valley. It doesn't matter to Carver-Montgomery because they came here with one thing in mind. They were going to play as well as they could and certainly take the fight to Spanish Fort. Pretty amazing.
You say big Spanish Fort team, been in these big games. They expect to win. They're going to need that strength coming out here in the third quarter.
Well, that's the thing that's, one of the variables that are out there that you can't measure. This team has heart. They have expectations of wins. So I look for them to come back out and fight, find a way to win this game.
Carver-Montgomery converted a 3rd and 17, and they gave it to the big fella, Stanley Talley, the defensive tackle who takes it in for the touchdown here. That opened things up by a score of 7-0. Then Samsel fires this one into the end zone for his touchdown pass of the night, hit Jalen Strong, and then some pressure here and tip drill, and Marquise Russell able to come up with the interception, and then a touchdown run by Lewis. And that put the Wolverines on top by a score of 19-7. They had a couple of field goals in there as well, and they dominated time of possession. They just held the ball that whole first half.
Rush yards, 156 to 4.
Unbelievable. Stunning. And all those sacks.
Yep.
Take away the rushing yards there, but 200 yards of total offense in the first half. And the Toros trouble turning the football over. And you see big first half so far. Harris, 9 carries, 72 yards. Samsel, 4 of 8. Jalen Wayne, a couple of those catches, and Lewis with a touchdown rush as well. Let's go down to the field and catch up with Tara over on the Spanish Fort sideline.
Thanks so much, Jim. I spoke with Ben Blackman about what he needed to do differently here in the second half. He said, well, that first half, we weren't able to maintain drives. We were in a lot of 3rd and long situations. And here in the second half, they're going to have to be able to run the ball and stay ahead of the chains if they want to win. Jim?
Hey, they lost to McGill. They lost to Blunt, games they were behind the whole time. But besides those 2 teams, they hadn't been behind much this year. They were tied at the half against LaFleur. Kind of a sloppy game to close out the season. I think the Toro fans would tell you as well. But now it's the second season, and they're going to have to rely on all that experience that Vic talked about.
Yeah, and again, the idea of, hey, we get it first in the second half, right? Well, that means more if you showed some offense in the first half, and they really did not win the line of scrimmage. I get where Ben's coming from, that they have to stay out of those 3rd and long. So, in fact, they are going to have to establish the run or something quick because right now, Samsel simply does not have the time to look downfield and make anything big happen that way.
Toros will receive and start things off here in the 3rd. Again, Spanish Fort has never lost a first-round playoff game.
Wow.
8-0 in their history. 15-1 all-time here at home.
And I don't think there's a full moon, so their chances are good to come back and get into this game.
It would help with a nice kick return. Take some of that pressure off the offense that's really struggled tonight.
But Dan, I agree with you. Something quick. They need some success on this possession. And if they do that, then they could be a foundation that they can take along the rest of the half.
You wouldn't do something crazy like an onside kick coming out here with a lot of momentum, would you?
I don't think so.
Just Mosley instead just pooches it.
Shooting it in that dead zone.
Caught at the 30.
Can't miss the tackle on it, though.
Out to the 35-yard line where the Toros will take over. Langdon Holloway.
Well, step one was
catch the kick.
Somebody's got to catch the kick, and they did it.
And got some good yardage out of it as well.
Out of the 40.
So setting up shop in good field position to start the second half. We'll see if they can continue this from this point forward.
Samsel was coming in, completing 72% of his passes. Now, it's a small sample size. He was 18 of 25 for playing the past couple of weeks. Took it off. Hines around the far side. And
Success on the first down. Kicked the sticks, drove it 11 yards.
Yeah, on the ground, Jim.
Cross midfield, and Jalen Wayne took the carry. 22-23 in the jersey from here.
Impossible.
He got no chance. Gain of 11. First down for the Toros. Side carry to the 45. Pickup of about 4.
Good communication by Carver's defense. They saw the man in motion. They got in the right place. And you can see pre-snap, they recognized something and communicated across the line.
Jalen Wayne had 8 carries coming into tonight. They're moving him.
There's a lot of talking that goes on that we're not hearing on defense. You're a good defense. You're communicating each other verbally and with a lot of hand signals.
Samsel looking over, play clock down to 5. Now he wants to throw. Samsel now wants to pull it down. He doesn't do this a lot. He's going to be drugged down by Stanley Talley for a loss. And now flag, 2-3 flags come in, and one of the Carver players lost his helmet. It was DeMarquise Russell who had the interception earlier. Had his helmet. This maybe go against the Toros. But this helmet was yanked off by one of the Toros. He will not. I think he does not have to sit out a play, but they'll send him to the sideline. We'll see what the call is. But I just saw all the flags come down and the helmet there.
Well, here's the verdict.
Unsportsmanlike.
Wow.
On the defense. It's a 15-yard penalty. First down.
Well, I've been noticing a lot of exuberance by this Carver team, but it's been pretty fair. They do it amongst themselves and away from the Spanish Sport Toros, but maybe this time they were a little bit too close.
Darryl Flowers comes in. So a 15-yard penalty all the way up to the 35-yard line, and what was going to be a loss on the play, and instead it's 1st and 10 for the Toros.
Coach Blackman will take it.
Samsel rolls out to the right, pressure coming, and he's going to be dropped all the way back at the 46-yard line. Eric Brown was in there along with Stanley Talley.
Dan, the way they were in there, it appears they were trying to set up a screen, but I don't think that was the case, was it?
I don't think it was either. It looked like something quick, but I don't know that it was a screen. But again, it's not even like a guy.
It's all of them.
Yeah. It's 2 or 3 at a time, and then Samson's got no real chance.
A 10-yard loss on that sack.
And Anthony Scott, you know, he's been up in that line, standing straight up, not even getting in a three-point stance and just, you know, like a running back, getting skinny in the gap and getting through there.
Yep.
You know who had a few sacks back in the day at Carver-Montgomery? Andre Bruce.
Ah, okay.
Hey, nice one.
Wow.
I didn't even see a flag.
I didn't either.
What was the call?
15-yard.
Unsportsmanlike?
Unsportsmanlike against back-to-back against Carver-Montgomery.
So it's not an automatic first. Okay.
No, because they lost 10, so
yeah,
it was going to be 2nd and 20, so now it'll be 2nd and 5. But wow, what a big swing. I did not see the flag.
I did not either.
Samsel wants to keep it. And he'll pick up 3. Samsel he's not a guy to pull it down and run it a lot. He's got good size, 6'3", 205, but he's more of a pocket passer.
Yeah, his deal seems to be the arm.
Yep.
But they're running the quarterback draw there, so it was a call play from the sideline.
3rd and 2. This one gets going.
Looks like this one's going to be on the offense since they stopped the progression of the play.
Snap infraction on the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. Start down.
Boy, even when Carver-Montgomery hands them gifts, Spanish 49 making it easy on themselves.
They rewrap it and give it back.
They
What do you call that,
do.
re-gifting?
Yeah, right.
You do, but I mean,
Playing dirty Santa.
they got a chance to get this first down, but after 2 penalties totaling 30 yards, you think they'd be in a more secure spot here.
3rd and 7. High snap off Samsel's head. It's loose. Picked up. Recovered by Carver-Montgomery. Quantavious Brown picked it up in stride and took it up to the 49-yard line, and a 3rd turnover tonight by the Toros.
Okay, now that's the 3rd one. You're now becoming to that point of no return, and we were saying they needed some success on this first possession.
Yeah.
Disaster there.
Disaster. 30 yards and penalty yards allowed them to get across midfield because again they didn't do much offensively there. And then
they didn't earn it, didn't they?
Oh.
Harris gives it off to Lewis, who spins, and he's got a first down and takes a big hit, but the 34, another Wolverine first down.
Yeah, I'm just watching the line of scrimmage, and that's what I'm noticing is that this is not cheap stuff from Carver-Montgomery. They're winning a lot of battles up front, and then they've got powerful running backs to make you pay.
And here's that tempo again. Duke Harris.
Obviously, their defensive front has been dominating.
Harris gives it off to Lewis, and stood up by Sam Goodwin. He picks up 3.
So the fact that they got the ball first in the second half, I said, really, what does that concern you? Clock. They lost some clock and actually got nothing. And so now...
Totally nullified her.
Completely. And Carver-Montgomery now with good field position and a really good kicker.
They'll send off Turner before this snap. 2nd and 8. Harris has not attempted a pass yet. Back to Lewis, and nowhere to go there. Great penetration.
Well, Lewis determined the defense won that pretty early.
Yeah, Destin Myers, the junior linebacker, came in there, and you see the turnovers. The second turnover, a second series of the game was the turnover by Carver-Montgomery, and they were down in the red zone and threw a pick when it was already 7-0 in favor of the Wolverines. But now the Toros, they have fumbled a kickoff. They've thrown an interception, and then they had a bad snap there. And a 3rd and 9 from the 32. Harris gives it on the near side and trying to turn around the corner and break free. Still on his feet up to about the 26 and still going.
Being aided by his wide receiver.
All the way down to the 20, and he's going to have a first down.
He got a first down. I mean, you could have turned off the set during...
You would have thought he was tackled, but I'll tell you what, done. 85 just carried him.
There's people that changed
another
channels
10 yards
during this run.
Yeah, Jaquarian Brown.
Look at that.
Hey, I'll help you out. Come here this way, boy.
A lot of no quit.
Finally, De La Pena got him down to the ground, but
conservative call too by Coach Gresham.
Howard, not one of their big receivers, instead comes in and they get it to him, and Harris on the right side, and now cuts it right back to the middle, and he'll get maybe 2.
Well, he's scary. I mean, you don't have to block so great for that guy when he pulls it down and is going right up the middle, because he can cut on a dime and make people who are in position and have even gotten off blocks look silly.
Make them look like they're out of position when they're in position.
They become out of position.
Armando De La Pena, who's in there for Colt Steiner, who got injured in the first quarter.
Missing a big guy in there, Jim.
No question, and a leader on that defense. 2nd and 9. Lewis finds a little crease, and he's down to the 15.
Is Coach Grisham kind of thinking, I may not want to put it in the air, see if I can run the ball, eat a little clock, and we got a good kicker.
Well, here's what I think. I think he's thinking we can run the ball, and now let's
run it.
Let's run it.
Okay. Because they've had a little bit of success passing. Just had a disaster down on the opposite end in the beginning of the game.
Yeah, they've been a little prone to turn it over when they put it in the air this year. And now they couldn't quite get the package there. And did they get a timeout before the clock expired? They did.
And
that's a good save.
I'm with Vic, man. Grisham is coaching a great game tonight.
He is.
Take a timeout here halfway through the third. Carver-Montgomery trying to pull the surprise here on the hill. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Vic Lockett, Tara Reeves in the sideline, Jared Keyhouse, and our entire crew here on UTV 44, first week of the playoffs. The Spanish Fort cheerleaders trying to cheer this defense on. They need to make a stop here on 3rd and 4.
Good shot there. Big wide gaps between the guard and the center.
Wills in the backfield. And Harris will keep it. Duke Harris looking for the sticks, makes a move, and there's a flag. He would have had a first down, but that flag usually means only one thing.
Yep, holding on somebody offensively, and the referee saw it, and he immediately signals it.
Yeah, Duke Harris doesn't need a whole lot of help, especially when he's getting to the corner.
Just stand in the way, huh?
Yeah, that's a tough call. See if we can spot it. Watch one, Harris.
There we go, right there.
Yeah, it's on the very end of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that was Jatorian Fuller-Jones who got hurt in the first quarter after the interception that went back the other way by Chase White. Good to see him back out there, but not good on the costly holding penalty. It would have been a first down, and now instead it's 3rd and 16. And Harris,
whole lot of trouble there.
Chase White drops him all the way back at the 35 and gets him out of field goal range. They'll mark him at the 33. It'd be a 50-yard attempt. And now Chase White came on the blitz here.
Yeah, that's Jim will often bring this up. There's certain players we like to watch because we know they're high school football players. They give everything they have at this level.
Yep.
He's going to try a 50-yard field goal attempt.
You know, you said out of range, but I was kind of in the back of my mind saying, wait, this kid been kicking. Let's see.
I mean, straight up the middle of the field. He's 2 of 3 tonight. He's hit from 37 and 38. This will be from 50. A bad snap, but he gets it down. And the kick is good. And it would have been good from 51, but no more. But it was good from 50 right over. And how about the job of Duke Harris to get that low snap, grab it, it bounced on him, and get it down.
You figure your chances aren't good to start with, right? High school football, 50-yard kick. But then the snap isn't good.
I'm not sure we've seen a longer one. I'm not sure we've seen a longer one here on UTV 44.
That one will go in the book, Dan.
Yeah.
22-7. Carver-Montgomery adds to their lead. $50-yard field goal. Caleb Mosley. This is out.
Caleb's going to want to send this tape to a few colleges, wouldn't you think?
Caleb, when he was like 2, he got in trouble at nursery school for kicking everything.
He boots this one all the way back. All the way up to the 20.
Wow. Nice job just to feel that because they were looking for the pooch again.
Yeah, it was a nice job. But again, look what Caleb Mosley does.
And look what Grisham calls.
And
I agree.
I love the play by Duke Harris, who's been involved in so much of the offense tonight, to get that one-hop snap, get it down. And he's just like, it's not a big wind-up of the leg or anything. Just quick and go.
Take his 3 steps and go, huh?
Yeah, I wonder what the line of demarcation is where they won't try it from, because that's from 50.
50 in a playoff game on the road.
High school.
Bad snap.
High school.
Mm-hmm.
Had a little breeze, a little left to right breeze on that kick, but
outside, not in the dome.
We've done so many games from the dome.
Now Samson fires over the middle. He's got Barry, and Barry is going to have a first down up to the 33. And now you wonder if you start to see a little tempo from Spanish Fort to try to change things around a little bit.
I'm wondering if Logan Morgan has got some sort of an injury. They haven't targeted him at all tonight.
I would agree.
Did in the first quarter one time, didn't they?
I don't remember. If you may remember better than me, but I just think he can be a weapon, especially single covered.
Christopher Garger, now big 99 in there defensively for the Wolverines, and he hits Samsel but can't finish him off, and Samsel tries to break a tackle as he slips away from Eric Brown and ends up picking up a couple to the 39. We'll give him 4.
Was that a call run, or he looked out there and saw the coverage?
To me, it looked like a called run.
Okay.
And I think that's probably not a bad idea, because he's a big, strong kid, fairly athletic too, and you got to do something, right? To kind of stem this pass rush.
Yeah, I'm telling you what, if he'd have threw it out there, it might have been a pick.
5-yard pickup officially here for Samsel, and second down for the Toros. Samsel fake pressure coming. He gets away from Talley, and now he's on the run. And Samsel's going to have a first down and takes a hit across midfield, but a gutsy play by the quarterback there when his team needed one.
Yeah, gutsy play, but you know, he had a few choices here. Watch him make the play, and I think I'm glad Vic brought this up too. That is a first down, Spanish Fort. We've been talking about that front of Carver-Montgomery. The back end has been playing lights out too defensively. I think their backside.
Yeah, they've been playing. It's been coverage sacks,
right.
Primarily. Nobody's open.
And Alabama Secretary of State first down here for the Toros.
That's a 5-man box.
And they love to say on the pro level, no separation by the receivers. There is no separation back there.
Yeah, they say that at Georgia too.
Samsel gives it off and nothing doing.
So assignment football by Carver right there. Guy had the quarterback, guy had the back. Either way, it was not going to get much success unless someone missed a tackle.
Quintarius Jones makes the stop on Jamal Vines.
Another point that we made earlier in the game, they not only are in position, they make tackles. They tackle very well.
Yeah, they have been executing offensively and defensively.
We're inside 4 minutes to go here in the third. Samsel looking to the near side, and it's broken up as Jalen Wayne in good coverage.
Yeah, Ladarius Thornton.
Yep.
Awesome job there. I mean, he actually just spotted the ball and said, hey, this looks like mine.
Yeah, he was on point the whole way down the field.
Stride for stride.
They got him listed at 5'11". We'll give him 5'10".
Actually, he'll take it away then, Vic.
Yeah, I'll take it away.
3rd and 10 for the midfield.
There's those math skills I was telling you about.
Kid makes a great play, and Vic says, yeah, he's not as tall as he's listed. Here come the Toros again, straight up at midfield. Samsel fires to the outside. There's our first touch. Logan Morgan, he's going to have the first down for the Toros.
Yeah, they got some cooking there, and a flag, yeah.
A flag. It was right after he made the catch. You would think that's maybe might have been a hold to see.
On the block, yeah, let's watch. No, that's going to be on Carver-Montgomery.
Yeah, chop block. Oh, against
Spanish Fort, they called.
Oh, they did, okay.
But did he hit him low?
I wonder if he just accidentally pointed the wrong way.
Carver-Montgomery defender came right at the knees to wipe out a Spanish Fort
blocker.
That was Betts out. I think that might have been Betts out there. No, wow.
Blocking below the waist on the defense, on the offense. It's a 10-yard penalty.
He might have been right the first time.
Yeah, I mean, and I just saw Grant Betts, who I think was the lineman out there, and he just put his arms up like.
I didn't see it either.
Yeah,
I thought it was a clean play, but yeah, I don't see it all.
Yeah, it was. If there was one player who blocked low on that one, it was the white jersey.
And you don't hear that called very often, but you do see it called occasionally.
Right.
Play clock's at 6. They're going to have to take a timeout.
So that was something right there.
Go back to the 45-yard line, 3rd and 15. Coming up, takes away a first down, and Logan Morgan got involved in the play. There's Ben Blackman. Toros is still just a 2-score game, 15 points.
But it doesn't feel that way.
No.
The way Carver's possess the football and the way they play defense.
Ben Thomas out there trying to get Sean Kelly, the referee's attention. University of Alabama early college game of the week here on UTV 44, brought to you by our friends over at Advanced Collision. Also Greer's, 100 years of Greer's.
Right out of Pritchett.
Yeah, the Alabama Secretary of State, Ben Blackman, all the way out to the hash marks. Talk to the official. Yeah, he's got a legitimate beef on this one.
Well, you know, if there was a block below the waist,
when we saw the replay, it was
what we saw was
right
defender, but
you know, is it really a penalty for a defender? Well, because he's not blocking, you know.
You'd have to see the play.
But you can try to take out a potential blocker. So I mean, I don't know that they're going to chop block on offense.
I've just heard discussions on the way home from football games where these penalties have been called in games and fans are outraged. And the fact is, it can be called. And if you saw the play itself, you would have seen what it was.
Now, I know it's dangerous to go below the knees or at the knees.
3rd and 15. Fake, and now Samsel dropped.
Look at the coverage back there, guys. He's got nowhere to go. If he throws it, it's going to be an interception.
He never had time to see what he had.
I think he saw it and took a couple of beats, but it wasn't there.
Gavan with his second sack tonight.
It wasn't there regardless, but the point is...
And now Samsel's down.
All that action took so much time against a defensive team that is getting in your face in the first place. That was a slow-moving...
You know, it was a slow developing play. The routes were developing, but, you know...
Yeah, I get that the defensive backs...
They were just blanketing it.
They were there, but he barely had time to assess all of that. Watch how quickly... You tell me how long he looks downfield before it's over.
He's got his head up there, but he's not... But it's just not... It's not there. You're right. Not disagreeing with you. He didn't have time to read your book, but he was looking for it and seeking someone, and they just weren't there.
If I ever sell a single book in my life, one that I'm not going to write, I think I owe Lockett some money.
So Samsel saw
Well, let's pray this young man's okay.
Yeah, you kind of saw his leg got caught a little bit underneath there. It came out. Fortunately, when the tackle concluded, it didn't get caught up underneath him there, but he was kind of, you could tell he's in some pain.
Well, if you're wondering what kind of trauma they've had at quarterback this year, they've had 5 different guys play the position. I don't know what more you would want to know.
Let's watch here. He's favoring his right leg. See, this is where it kind of gets right there, and you can see the ankle.
You're right. At least it does come free. Both legs are free when he goes to the ground. That's better.
It's Wyatt Wilkinson, the starting quarterback, broke his leg in the Week 1 game against McGill here on UTV 44.
All right. Thank God he's up. Sending up some prayers for him.
Yeah, he's not putting
right now
any weight on that.
Wow.
Right leg, and so now you got Logan Morgan, you got Rhett Files. You got to bring your punter out first.
Well, you're right, Jim. Not any weight on that right leg or foot. So there's your second big ankle injury or leg injury of the night. A very important player for the Toros.
Down 15.
Steiner on defense. And now Samsel.
Harris back deep to take the punt. Pressure coming. Harris again fair catches it at the 29-yard line.
Well, that fair catch right there leads me to think this and say this, is that's about the way this team needs to play from this point on. Smart.
Yeah.
Fair catch it. Don't try to get too quickie. Your defense is playing great.
Don't be cute.
You don't have to be cute.
Let's get our
trivia. You just can't turn it over.
All right, we'll get you keep thinking about the trivia question, Dan Brennan.
Yeah, I've got, okay. All right, I know when to be quiet.
Wolverines take over. 3 minutes to go in the third. And we're going to see a lot of this, I would think, from here on out as Harris goes over and tries to get to the right side, and the Toros string that along. So the Toros 30-4 all time in the playoffs. They've lost 4 times, but only to 3 different teams. Dan Brennan, who's beat them?
Played Chalkville in the state championship and Viger twice.
No, they didn't.
And Blunt.
No,
Blunt's not in there.
St. Paul's.
They've never. Stop.
West
Just
Texas.
Stop. They have
Well,
lost.
tell him what he loses, Jim.
Yeah, they have lost to Viger twice, Demopolis, and Saraland.
I said Viger twice.
He also said Clay Chalkville in the finals.
Well, of course I got that part wrong.
Okay, kids, back to the game.
I didn't hear a Demopolis out of either one of you over there.
Nah, I wouldn't thought them ever.
And the Toro defense. So yeah, 30-4. How about so listen, here's what the Toros are. They're 8-0 in the first round, 8-0 in the second round, 6-2 in the third round, 4-2 in the semis, and 4-0 in the finals.
And we were here for Saraland.
And it was Saraland that moved on to the finals and lost to Clay Chalkville.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah. But you'd already submitted your answer, sirs.
Well, yeah, but Viger twice. I got that part.
Oh, so the Toros have never not gone to at least the quarterfinals.
Wow.
I mean, 88% winning percentage in playoff games. And that is in serious jeopardy at this moment. 3rd and 9. Harris goes straight up the middle, and he's got a first down to midfield.
Well, that's what Dan was just talking about. Don't get cute. Don't put it in the air, huh? 3rd and 9, whatever.
No, because
take your chances with this guy.
Yeah, take your chances with your defense. What have they done to take away any of your concern that they're going to blow the lead?
Harris with a 20-yard pickup. It's an Alabama Secretary of State first down. He's only thrown it 20 times all year, and he's 9 of 20. And I don't see him putting it in the air the rest of tonight. He hands it off to Justin Lewis. Picks up 2.
Taking the air out of the ball, too, Jim. Letting that play clock run down to around 5 seconds. It's just smart football.
Lewis comes off. Good crowd brought down by Carver-Montgomery as well.
I was just looking over to them thinking, how many of those in the crowd, many family and friends, probably a tight group. We're thinking, this might happen. Yep. And it's happening.
It's always good to see good fan support, especially when they have to travel 2.5, 3 hours to do it.
You have to hurry to get set up here. Play clock down to 3. And they get it off. Harris on the right side. You know the Toros are just going to start putting more and more men in the box here.
Yeah, and to me, that could be the dynamite that Harris needs. If there's no backside help.
Yep. We are through 3. And Carver-Montgomery is 12 minutes away from knocking off the defending 6A state champions. They've got a 15-point lead as we head to the 4th on UTV 44. Friday Night Football here on the Hill. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Vic Lockett, Tara Reeves, and that cute little girl here on a Friday night.
She's having fun.
Yeah.
She doesn't care what the score is.
Doesn't care.
Let's go down to Tara and get an injury update on that Spanish Fort sideline. Tara.
Thanks so much, Jim. You know that I think it was Holden Wilson with that leg break. We saw Colt Steiner go out early here in the first half, and now Jake Samsel is on the trainer's table. It looked like he was in apparent injury. They were working on that right ankle, but they are taping it up tight. It looks like he might go back in. It is a playoff game after all, guys.
It would be great for the Toros to see that young man back out there, and now 3rd and 8. And Toro defense tightens up as they get Harris.
Then I actually thought they were going to check to a jump ball since the Spanish Fort had basically one deep guy.
The Spanish Fort had a 35-yard touchdown pass, and that was their big play offensively. That's all they've had here tonight.
And I see what you're saying, Vic. If you're going to take a shot when the defense is just giving you one deep safety.
Yep. Yeah, he elected not to.
Heels on the 10.
Logan Morgan.
Don't back up. Heels back.
Back for the Mosley kick, end over end. And Morgan gets away from it, and it's going to roll. What a weapon Caleb Mosley has been tonight as he puts this one to the 4.
When he's punting, just like when he's kicking, it doesn't look like he's exerting a whole lot of effort. The ball just leaves his foot beautifully. He got the roll there.
So now we'll see who comes out at quarterback for the Toros. As we look on here at the Crowd, our UA Early College Game of the Week on UTV 44, Premier Motorsports on Player of the Week every week. Also, Bunker State and Zaxby's. Wyatt Wilkinson coming in at quarterback, and the give. Jalen Wayne. The ball came loose.
Yeah, the players are signified, but nope. The
Toros
refs are
still
saying
have
no,
it.
they maintain it.
It definitely came
That would
loose.
have been disastrous.
Oh, yeah.
So Wyatt Wilkinson back in there after breaking his leg in the first week of the season.
Wow, it did come loose.
Yeah, he lost control.
Yeah. Scramble to get it back.
Ripped away there.
Carver's
Jack
trying to get
Murphy.
at it, huh?
It's boy, glad to see Wilkinson back out on the field for that young man. Got hurt in that first week as Wayne trying to get it to the outside, and he could pick up to the 35. He's going to get 8 here on first down. Wilkinson injured in that McGill game. Had surgery.
He got injured early in the second half in that game, I do believe.
Yep, I think it might have been the first series right after halftime.
Yeah. Far sideline.
Yep. Holloway in motion. Wilkinson keeps it, and he's got a Toro first down to the 38-yard line. Still 10.5 minutes to go. Down 2 scores.
Sure.
Nice decision by the QB there to pull that thing and just go straight ahead.
Here's the guy that waited and waited and waited and waited for Tyler Johnson to please go away. I mean, thank you for all the state championships, but I want to play too. And he got hurt in that first game.
Yep. But now he's back out there as a senior. Looks. Heaves it down the near sideline, looking for Morgan, and diving and unable to hold on to it was Russell, who wanted his second pick of the night.
I thought he played it perfectly, and I thought he caught it.
That was a great play defensively. He wasn't beat on the play, first of all.
Not at all.
And then the way he was able to turn to the ball and almost get it.
Didn't go for that shoulder fake. I mean, just practically running a route.
I thought Morgan did a good job of trying to get inside him at the very end. Morgan did a good job with his body to try and give himself a chance to get to it.
To the 46-yard line. Wayne, third down coming up for the Toros, but you see Wilkinson wants to try to take that shot downfield. The Toros didn't do a lot of that. Montavious Brown, I believe, maybe the injured. Wolverine down there.
Yeah, let's pray this young man's okay.
How big a van? I hate to guess. I keep 25 or 20.
Yeah. He's in a little bit of pain there. And as this game starts to unfold, Carver can't afford to get sloppy on their tackling with the runs either, right?
No doubt.
They're starting to let Spanish Fort get some success running it.
Well, they look at it like this. If they stay sound in every way, they win the game.
Sure, sure. And you can lose it late by not staying sound.
So right. They've demonstrated a sound defense
thus far.
Yeah. The statistics did not indicate that.
No.
Just did not.
No.
And when you haven't seen a team, you go off the numbers, you look at the opponents, you try and figure out if you can, what do we have coming into town here?
Right.
And it looked like a team that, in one way, I thought, well, they give up a lot of points, but that's not Spanish Fort's forte.
Right.
So I gave him a puncher's chance with that. And then when I saw this team come out and actually do the punching, they're good.
All right, we'll take a break. 10-10 to go. Carver-Montgomery on top by 15. Carver-Montgomery. Gaban heads off the field, 3rd and 3. Wilkinson on the keeper, and he's got the first down to the 49-yard line.
Now, Coach Blackman's thinking, you know, down by down, minute by minute, keep fighting, keep crawling, and claw themselves back into this game.
I don't care what happens the rest of the game. I'm just really glad that young man's out there able to play tonight.
Yeah, I think that's great. And he's showing up, too. He's making some plays with his feet and his grit.
Well, that's what they're going to need if they can get back, if they're going to get back in this game. They've got an opportunity. Plenty of time on the clock.
Holloway takes the handoff and the flag on the far side of the field, and Brown pulls him down. Where that flag is, it will be a procedure penalty against the Toros. Holloway was coming full speed on that one. I think the one thing we've seen, so we'll get the call here from
Illegal formation on the offense. It's 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Toro team offensively, they just don't have the big playmaker, the like we've seen in years past, not just at quarterback, but you had other players who could make those big explosive plays. You just don't have a lot of that on this Toro team on this side of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, Tyler Johnson also had pretty good dynamic.
Javon Brown.
Javon Brown, I think still to this day underrated for the things he did for this team.
Holloway, same play, but they come to the near side, and Stanley Talley rides him down.
You're down 2 touchdowns, Jim and Vic, but at the same time, you're not beating them with the pass. You're not protecting enough. And then, of course, you're just not getting open on the pass. That's why the thing that occurs to me is maybe just some quick stuff. If you want to get it to the outside quickly, maybe give yourself a chance to win a one-on-one on the outside.
Well, you say that, but I've been seeing them defend the quick stuff, too.
Yeah,
so
true.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
The pass has
been
just
a
not
problem.
been there, The run's been more successful.
They get it back to Morgan, a double pass, maybe a triple pass. They go back to Holloway. Now this Wilkinson fires. And it's through the hands of Barry.
That play says it all. They went to such great measures to fool Carver-Montgomery. Still got pressure on the throw.
Still great coverage.
Great coverage.
Not fooled. I thought you were going to end like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to give Gresham some credit. He got his group down here, and they are ready to compete with this Spanish Fort group.
6'6" Barry, he's got to pull that down and make a big play for him there. So 3rd and 12.
Quads up at the top of the screen.
And a quarterback draw. Wilkinson emptied out to the near side, and he's going to get the first. He's going to be, you see where he stepped out. He's got the first down to the 39.
Now, that was success, but it was only successful because of that blade of grass where you'll see right here, slips down there.
Yeah, there was also a great block by the tackle there. The slip happened, and then the block freed him up to be able to make that first down.
Wilkinson again looking to get to the outside. Stays on his feet. He's dropped at the 31. As Talley finished him off, and Wilkinson, the adrenaline is just racing through this young man right now.
Well, Samso was watching Brett Favre highlights, and I think Wilkinson was watching Tyler Johnston highlights.
I agree with you.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yep, he's got the grit, the fight, the no quit that Tyler brought to this group.
Spanish Fort has never led in this game. They've trailed since the first possession. They look to get the screen. Hegan with the catch, and now Hegan down inside the 20 and down to the 10-yard line. Ooh, we got a DeAndre Huffman was in on that tackle, and immediately he's going over the sideline. I don't know if he cut his hand or something. He's rushing right over to the sideline. He tackled him up high.
What a great call, though.
Yeah, it was. Good job by that back to keep his feet, too, to get the extra yardage.
I think his hand took the brunt of that hit. Trying to break free. Jalen Wayne gets forced out of bounds. Right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, you want to know what 4-down territory is. This is it right here.
It's defined, pictured.
Yep. You're looking at
and
it.
Evident.
Toro's down. A touchdown, an extra point, and a touchdown and a 2-point conversion here.
They're fighting.
And definitely had a little more spark with Wilkinson.
Yep.
Different dimension at quarterback.
Different play calling.
Wilkinson looking, fires and through the hands of Logan Morgan.
Wow.
Great pass, great placement of the ball. Under duress, too.
Yeah, Logan holds on to that. He goes in for the score.
Walks in.
Doesn't drop many of those.
No, he does not.
Yeah, you know, they're fortunate it wasn't a tip drill again.
3rd and 9 from the 10. Looking for Barry. Up, and does he have it? Touchdown, Toros.
Barry makes a big play right there, Jim.
That 6'6" frame, playing above the rim.
Boxing out.
Yep.
Wilkinson keeps it up there. Barry with good position, and he sealed out Russell. Now the Toros will try to cut it to 8, and now start to feel a little of that championship momentum on their side as Quinn does that to make it 22-14 with 7:40 to go. Got a good one here on the hill. The Toros, reigning champions, trying to answer back. Dan Brennan, Vic Lockett, Tara Reeves on the sideline, Jared Kihos in the truck, and our entire crew. 14 push-ups needed here, and that young man's hoping he has to do 8 more soon to get this one tied.
A few thousand people here was hoping that's going to happen too.
This one hangs up in the air. And Russell, that ball, did that come loose? It did after the play.
That's a helmet.
Well, the helmet came out, yes. Good guys, Vic Lockett. Was Marquise Russell, the cornerback, who was back returning that kick up to the 15. And now if you're the Toro defense, you need to stop here. A 3-and-out would be so what the doctor ordered to get you great field position again.
Well, Vic and I have been talking about the play calling and the game management of Grisham all game, which we think has been really solid. Bad field position. You need some first downs. Let's see what happens.
They bring in Harris at QB in the Wildcat. You can see the Toros trying to strip that ball.
And the other key is, I'm sorry, Jim, the other key obviously is clock management too. That quarterback can stare right at that 25-second clock.
Did that clock run? Did that clock run on that play? It was 7:20.
I got 7, 9, 8.
Yeah, I'm not sure that clock. I'm not sure it started on that.
I wasn't paying attention.
That'd be a big story if it didn't.
I'd give Devontae Thomas
not much.
Get out to maybe the 20. It's going to bring up 3rd and 6.
Again, you got to be in no hurry if you're Carver-Montgomery here. And if you're Spanish Ford, you're talking to your defense, just saying, one play here, one more play. That play clock hasn't even started yet. Now it has.
They've been generous with it all night.
I tell you, Carver-Montgomery needs to take advantage of that generosity right now, not be in any hurry, because they're getting breaks on that.
Crowd can sense the urgency of the moment, making some noise.
3rd and 6. Harris has not attempted a pass yet tonight, and he'll go right up the middle, and he gets dropped from behind. The 3-and-out is what the Toros were hoping for, and now they should get pretty good field position.
4-quarter ball game, huh?
Yep, Austin Nail made the stop.
See if Logan Morgan can make a play now. He's all by himself back there around the 45 to return this punt.
Mosley standing at his 6. He's got a big leg, as we've seen here tonight in all facets of kicking. Pressure coming, but he gets it off. And a good kick. Logan Morgan, a late fair catch. He hung in there till the very end. And the Toro defense does their job, and Wyatt Wilkinson is firing up his teammates on the sideline.
Yeah, he fired him up by his play. That last drive, the first drive where he was in the game, everything just changed. You got a quarterback with different skills, so the play calling changed, the urgency changed,
tempo,
and the results changed.
Five and a half to go. The Toros have battled back, and they're down 8. All the way in motion. Wilkinson keeps it. And he's going to be up to about the 48-yard line. Again, Wilkinson hurt in week 1. Now back in the lineup here.
Yeah, I don't think Coach Blackman's going to change what he's doing either at this point.
It's the only thing that's worked.
Yeah. Good alignment by the defense. He's got a chance to see how they're lining up so he can call a play to counter it.
Wilkinson looks to get it out. Logan Morgan with a catch, and the ball comes loose. Still loose, and Morgan. Well, you know it.
And that's that quick game you were talking about.
Yep.
See, they're on it.
They're on it.
And Logan Morgan had to be so careful not to be out of bounds, go out of bounds and go back and get that football.
Yeah, this defense has executed well. But, again, Jim won't know anything about it if they don't play the rest of this game tough.
Jalen Wayne, some blockers. And he's got a Toro first down as he pushes the pile to the 38, and now the crowd.
Yeah, they know what time it is.
Great blocking on that play, and just opened up a big hole.
Totally out of position that time by Carver. They were just washed completely out of the play.
Yep, you're right.
Same play. Same result here as that will get inside the 25 to the 22.
Amazing.
For the Toros.
Dan, you mentioned earlier they weren't missing tackles. What are they doing now?
Missing them all.
Yes.
Jalen Wayne.
I could have swore I heard a whistle.
I did too. I really thought there was a right before that play started. I thought the whistle blew.
Don't know if
there's
that had
one there.
Any effect on the play. That was the play clock going. That wasn't official.
Okay.
At the 22. Wilkinson. Hagan spins to the 14. This Toro offense, and just like players get in a rhythm, play callers get in a rhythm.
Yeah.
Ben Blackman been in a big game or two calling plays.
I'm going to be biased, though. It's about the Jimmy's and Joe's getting the rhythm.
I agree. And it's been a Wyatt who's been the one who's given them a spark.
He's been fantastic. Offensive lines responded, too, after getting whipped much of the night.
Key point.
There was a whistle prior to the snap, but I think maybe Carver-Montgomery took a timeout.
And I think this is a smart timeout because he needs to get his group together and say, look,
we're winning. Like, we're ahead of this game. Let's remember that. That's what he's trying to say.
Now, do you want to move on to the next round, or you want to turn it over to these guys? Because as you can see, they're not going to quit.
You're right. And I think that goes back a lot. We were here waiting and waiting to see the Toros that we've known. And Vic kept saying, hey, in the shadows is this feeling that this team is always going to have. And I'll be darned. They're showing it now.
Yeah, they expect to win. I mean, they don't go like Jim was pointing out earlier, never lost in the first round. this team doesn't expect to just win playoffs. This team expects to bring trophies home and put them in the case from the state championship.
4-time state champions, 2010, 12, 13, and 15.
And heck, they hadn't been around except since 2009.
Well, how about this, Big Lock? So this school all time, 112 and 32. You throw out the first 2 years when they went 4 and 16. You know, since that, and their last 9 years, 108 and 16 for the Toros.
Wow. Now, see, that's the thing behind the scenes that people don't know Jim does. You know, I talk about him fishing a whole lot, but he spends his time statting up for these games, too.
You know, while he's fishing, he's got time.
When they're not biting, right?
Painting a house.
2nd and 2. Holloway in motion. Jalen strong. Jalen Wayne makes a move, and now to the outside of the Toros are within 2 of tying it.
Amazing.
Carver was in position 2 or 3 times to make the play. So the timeout was not fruitful for Coach Grisham.
Well, they got to make one more play, and it's stopping a 2-point conversion.
At the 10-10 mark, I remember someone saying there's a lot of football left to be played here. And
the guy that played for Bama.
Yeah.
I've seen a bunch of games, and I'm telling you,
Jalen
must keep playing.
All right, here. 2-point conversion. They'll spread it out. Morgan in motion. Wilkinson rolling to the right side. Fires it. It's broken up.
Could that be the play of the game?
Well, Toros got 2 timeouts left. That was a quick 3-and-out last time Carver-Montgomery had the football. 2-point game coming down the stretch here. It's a good matchup. 2-seed Spanish Fort trailing the 3-seed Carver-Montgomery here on the hill. 3:36 to go.
I think if you're Carver-Montgomery, I don't know, but I don't think you have much choice but to be conservative on offense. Let Spanish Fort burn those timeouts. Hope you get 1 first down, and then depend on that defense. They've been good 3/4 of the game.
Yeah, I agree.
Quinn
kicked it deep.
And
out of bounds.
Yep.
That's not what Coach Blackman wanted.
So Carver-Montgomery will get it at the 35.
Jimmy, you were talking about the last drive by Carver-Montgomery, the way it was. It happened so quickly in and out. Started at the 15.
Right.
This one starts at the 35. Big difference.
Yeah, the Toros had great field position to start that last drive.
Yep.
And now they bring Duke Harris back out again. He was a wide receiver most of the year, moved over to quarterback. Last 3 games of the season and has led him to 3 straight wins. And there you can see the scoring drive. Give this one off to Lewis. And so the officials, will they stay? Is inbounds or out of bounds?
Out of bounds.
Blackman lobbying for a flag.
Yeah, he wanted some unsportsmanlike. I don't know what kind of language was going on down there, but I bet it's not fit for Sunday school.
They got a good break right there. Spanish Fort. The referee's calling it out of bounds.
And it looked like Lewis was trying to slow down to stay inbounds.
I thought it was too.
The
They pushed him out of bounds.
Yep.
Everybody was thinking.
Good point, because I thought he gave up on the play and he should have been taking it to the defender, but he probably was thinking stay inbounds.
Yeah, I think he was.
I'm going to credit him with it at least.
Play clock's already down to 7. But they're not burning any game clock as it stops. And now, motion. Harris up the middle, spins. And he spins into a Toro. Zach Miller was in there. And so, host of other Toros, and now
you got to burn the clock and just take your time if you're Carver-Montgomery. That was critical. That call by the officials to stop that clock right there. I'm not saying it was right, wrong, or whatever, but it's changed.
Play clock still not starting until now.
So yeah, well, there you go. Then it was on that side.
That's generous. Boy, wow.
3rd and 7. Toros have not had to use a timeout. Gives it off to Lewis on the left side, looking for a block. There's a flag on the far side of the field. Out of bounds, who had had the first down, but
okay, how's the flag out so early?
And it's going to go against Carver-Montgomery. Wow, procedure penalty.
Yeah, it's got to be. But why wouldn't you just stop the play from going?
Right.
You get some kids hurt.
Formation on the offense.
Formation. You let them go ahead and do that.
Yeah, formation, you let him play it.
And now 3rd and 12 coming up.
And he ran out of bounds.
He was knocked out of bounds.
So the clock has stopped again.
Toros have not had to use a timeout. And Matthew Quinn, their sophomore kicker, he is a weapon for the Toros as well. Harris gets away from Miller, got a block from Lewis, but still lots of Toros all over. And he gets maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Lewis with another great block.
There's your first timeout of this drive by the Toros.
Yeah, nice execution of the defense there.
So 2-18.
Couple guys missed, but still he had compadres coming to help clean it up.
2:18 left. Toros with a timeout. As we said, Matt Quinn, the sophomore kicker, a field goal would win it for the Toros. He is 7 for 7 on the year.
Wow.
Long of 47.
Pretty good resume.
Yeah, I'm not good with math again, Jim, but those numbers sound pretty favorable.
Prefacing that. We have picked up on that. How about the numbers since Wyatt Wilkinson has come in and just got this team going, has led him to 2 touchdowns.
Been a new team.
Totally different Spanish Fort football team. And Logan Morgan, we saw a long punt return here. I believe that he took back for a touchdown, was called back on a penalty, but Logan Morgan can make a play happen on special teams, and the Toros love to bring pressure.
Yeah, and I think that was against Daphne, if I recall.
Caleb Mosley will come on to punt.
Boy, what a comeback.
Over the last 8 minutes of this game has felt nothing like the previous 3 quarters did.
Nope.
Caleb Mosley will kick. The Toros brought a lot of pressure on the last punt. And Logan Morgan stands at the 32 as Mosley make sure he gets a good snap, and this one's low. Mosley got it, and he got the kickoff, and he got a great one off. Morgan has to let it bounce. That's a tough kick to try to field with it going away from you.
Like a center fielder running to the gap, or an outfielder running toward the flagpole or the pole down the line, and he just didn't feel comfortable.
Oh, the 19 is where the Toros will take over our UA Early College Game of the Week.
Absolutely the Game of the Week.
Yeah, here. Papa Murphy's taking baked pizza, or pizzas.
Yes,
for
sir.
One of us in the booth. Dan and I just a single pizza taker.
Slice.
Yeah, slice or two.
Gulf Coast offices of Alexander Shannara. And the New Horizons Credit Union. Jalen Wayne with a big hole, and Wayne with a first down to the 37-yard line.
Rick, it's pretty basic what they're doing. Why is it now?
I am perplexed that their defense is just not fitting like they were in the first quarter. I mean, I guess it comes down to what you've been pointing out. Spread Ford decided to take their line of scrimmage back.
Boy, Nathan Givan is just screaming at his teammates, trying to get him to make a play here.
Well, he makes one.
And the ball
all loose.
Yeah, well, at the end of the play, Tally has it, but officials say he was down. And gain of 2. Now, Barry is up at the top of the screen. We've seen a little pitch and catch between Wilkinson and the 6'6" wideout. Wilkinson wants to keep it himself, and right up the middle he goes, and he's going to have a Toro first down to the 48.
He saw such a hole, he couldn't wait to keep it.
Yeah, he's just making a decision and immediately taking advantage of what the defense is giving him.
Clock stops while they get the chains moved. Wilkinson, 6'2", 185-pound senior. Now the clock winds at a 1:15. Toros were down 22-7 here. There's Barry with a catch, and the first down to the 39.
The moment's not too big for those two.
Not right now.
Is it field goal range, Jim?
It's getting close. 47 was the longest, so that'll be down at the 30. We've seen Gwynn make a big kick here to win a game. He fires up Logan Morgan with a catch at the 30.
How about the guts of Blackman to put this thing in the air?
I agree with you. That one really kind of shocked me once it got down to the 39. But
yeah, you stole one with the first one, but now you're just robbing the bank with the second one.
And they say
good execution.
Say he had the first down.
Oh, he did. I agree.
Wilkinson.
He went from field goal range to out of it.
So that was
temporarily.
49 seconds left. I think Ben Blackman.
Back to the snap. Legal procedure on the offense. The first down.
Now the one thing, Spanish Force done a good job of keeping that timeout. So if they have to, play it right down to the end and call a timeout to give, they only have one left to give themselves a chance to get the field goal unit on the team. Field goal unit on the field this is Jalen Wayne breaking tackles to the 19.
Just amazing.
It's embarrassing to me how they're missing tackles.
And they got a player hurt back at the 30.
And he's been a player, Anthony Scott, looks like.
And no penetration here in the second half by this defense that was dominating the line in the first half.
One missed tackle, two missed tackle.
It wasn't a missed tackle on 20, but he got carried a long way.
That counts as miss.
Yeah.
Looking at the knee, you can see there, Anthony Scott, 33 seconds left.
Now they are most certainly in field goal range.
And here's the deal. The defense doesn't look tired. So you can't say the conditioning is coming into play.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
they don't look it. I mean, they're getting there. They're just not making it play.
Well, there's more than getting there.
When he wants you there, you got him. Wrapping up.
But if you're tired, to me, you got to execute through the whole play. And
that's true.
I've seen in basketball players get to where they wanted to get and not execute and not set the pick or not continue the whole play because they're a little more tired.
Terribly different sport.
Yeah.
You get me on that basketball court, I'm wore out one down.
you're
one possession.
You're 5 fouls and out quick. Let's see what happens here, Jim.
First and 10 from the 17. Be a 34-yard attempt from here if they need it. Wilkinson right up the middle.
Setting up the kicker.
And now he gets to the 15.
20 seconds.
And now a late flag comes in at the end of that play.
Spanish Fort players clapping as if they're certain it's going to be on the D.
That would be the ball is at the 15, so it would be half the distance here.
Man, that's just tough.
After the play, an unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense. Half the distance to the goal, with the yardage, the first down.
So you've got a timeout left.
See if we can see something happening there.
There was a scrum on the left, and I think that's where it was. It's back here on the left.
Yeah, 25.
Yeah, and it didn't look like it didn't look like only one person was dancing, but
all right, so 22 seconds.
One timeout.
Clock runs. Wilkinson on the right side. He just falls down. Wanted to get it to the middle of the field. And now Ben Blackman will just wait. I said this will have the one timeout left, and now he'll let it wind down, and he'll send out his sophomore, Matthew Quinn, to keep the Toros perfect.
What execution by their offense.
And how about clock management?
Grit. Oh, you know the coach is going to do their end. The grit, the execution, and not doing anything silly to hurt themselves.
And we saw Matt Quinn as an 8th grader make a kick here.
He's only a sophomore, which is amazing because we have watched him do a lot of kicking here in 2.5, 3 years now.
Was it Saraland beat with a kick here one time?
Somebody at the buzzer.
St. Paul's maybe? No? Saraland maybe?
Well, we were here, so you know it was a big game.
Yep. Yeah, of course. Goes without saying.
Yeah.
So this is to keep the Toros perfect in school history in first-round playoff games, to keep them alive.
Well, you know, for whatever reasons, Wyatt Wilkerson enters the game, and a team that looks like they've got no shot to come back from 15 down shows
just a transformation, wasn't it?
Incredible life, yeah.
And I think if I was Grisham, I'd let him think about it a little bit more.
And remember, snapper, holder, kicker.
A 25-yard field goal attempt.
It don't look like he's going to stop it. He's trying to stop it.
Wow.
Wait a minute.
He got the timeout. He was all the way out. He
on top of the numbers to get it stopped.
He could not get the officials' attention. He runs all the way out to the numbers.
Where was the linesman?
Wow,
he was on the number. I don't know why he wasn't expecting the coach to call it.
Or at least looking. Yeah, at least maybe look over to see. And Eric, Billy Gresham comes all the way inside the numbers. Is screaming in the official's ear that he wants his last time out per Vic Lockett.
Yeah, you got to let him think about it.
And, you know, it's not like a long kick where it's just you got to just execute the snap and the hold, as you were saying.
Well, the swing is all got to be right, so you know anything could happen.
Grisham's trying to talk to his players, but he's out of breath. He ran a long way, and I don't even know. I mean, at some point, a coach is in violation by being.
I agree.
Certain parts of the field.
I agree with that.
But he had no choice. There was no one looking at him or on the sideline.
He's probably nothing to lose either with the throw a flag on me if they don't.
Yeah, what's going to happen?
Right. So here we go. Here's Matt Quinn. Again.
Ooh, another flag.
He thinks he's got 12 folks out there. Yep, legal substitution.
Prior to the snap, illegal substitution on the defense.
Unraveling.
Out of the timeout. No excuse.
This team played so great for 3 and change.
Yeah.
And since
10-10 is when Wilkinson came in and kind of got it going around. So this now becomes a 20-yard field goal. We'll call it 21. They'll spot it at the 11.
Look at the solidarity of the players down on this end.
The snap. Matthew Quinn again for the Toros to stay perfect in school history.
Off a bad snap. In fact, I didn't know if he made it until the ref signaled it.
23-22.
What a game.
The Toros score 16 unanswered in the fourth.
You absolutely must play 4 quarters. If you don't believe it now, nothing will ever convince you.
And you know that Samsel gets hurt. And it changes the game. And you see a quarterback get hurt, that usually changes the game, but not in this direction.
No, not for the positive. It's usually a huge negative.
So we see a quarterback suffer a terrible injury to a leg, and the quarterback that we saw suffer a terrible injury to his leg in the first week wins the game, along with the kicker.
And let's Let's go down. Tara's got Coach Ben Blackman. Tara.
Coach, what an exciting game. This is what the playoffs are all about. Put into words how proud you are of your guys for fighting until the very end.
It's just resiliency. You know, they got down. We've got some injuries. We get hurt. We turn the ball over, and they never stop. You know, they stop fighting, and that's just the spirit of Spanish Fort kids, you know, and they're never going to quit till that clock runs out. And, you know, proud of my kids, proud of my guys. They fought. Hats off to Carver. I mean, what an outstanding job they did. They came in here on the road, a long travel, and gave us everything we wanted. You know, and they battled to the final seconds. Hats off to them. You know, Coach Gresham does a great job. So just proud of them.
And like you mentioned, injuries. You overcame a lot of adversity. Lost Colt Steiner in the first half, then Sampsel in the second. How are you able to keep your guys rallying together and playing as a team?
Well, it's just the spirit of Spanish Fort. You know, that's these kids, you know, and, you know, Wyatt Wilkinson came in, and just so proud of that kid. He's had a up and down season, and just so proud of him for what he did and came in and leading the team there at the end and getting us in a chance. And then our defense gets to stop and gives us a chance to drive it down the field, and we do it. And then how about Matt Quinn, sophomore kicker? I knew when we got it down inside the 30, we had a shot. So just manage the clock and get it in there. So proud of him, very proud of him.
Thank you so much, Coach. Congratulations.
I mean, I think he's proud, and I think Coach Blackman's probably feeling a sense of relief right now.
Of course.
That this game is over. They were able to get out of here with a win. And, you know, Vic, you talked about it, about the heart of a champion and being in big games and having that reserve you can go back and draw on. And Matt Quinn certainly has done that. And you just feel awful for those Carver kids, the way they came down here and played, and just you're happy one team wins, and you just feel it for especially those seniors who the kids Dan and I like to talk about are never going to play another high school football game.
Yeah, and they played their hearts out, and it was just kind of a, you know, different team, and I'd have to really rely on some of my more football savvy friends exactly what the quarterback change did with the play calling and why they were so much more effective at the line of scrimmage. Now, granted, Carver was a different tackling team in that fourth quarter. For whatever reason, I don't know. But they didn't break down and make tackles like they did earlier in the game. But the fact is, Wilkinson came in there, and it was a completely new ball game.
And it wasn't like like I said, we saw Sampsel get hurt. It wasn't like just Coach Blackman was trying to make a change for spark sense. But again, Wilkinson got hurt on TV early in the year, comes back, leads them to victory. So much about what's great about high school sports we just watched here in the last 3 hours.
Well, just what Coach said, you know, it's the resiliency of the players. It's the spirit of Spanish Fort. They've been here. They expect to win. And, guys, I'm telling you, mentally, when you expect to win and know you're supposed to win, that's powerful. And you just witnessed it here tonight. Got to play 4 quarters. And if you're playing against a team like this in a hostile environment, you got to expect for them to put a fight up at the end.
And Coach Blackman mentioned, but I think one thing, too, that defense made those stops in the fourth quarter and made them quickly to get their offense back out on the field.
Yeah, and the defense really did play lights out to get the ball back. And everything that could go right for them went right in the last 9 minutes of the game or so. But the main thing that went right is, I'm with Vic, they believed.
Yep. Spanish Fort stays perfect in school history in round 1. So they're now 9-0 all time. They finish now moved to 9-2 on the season, but more importantly 1-0, and they make it on to the second round. Carver-Montgomery finishes up 5-6 on the year. Hats off to that team. Came down here and played a great game and a tough loss for their squad, but they're going home, and the Toros are going on to round 2. So for Tara Reeves down the sideline, Jared Kihas in the truck, Brian Anderson, our statistician, our entire crew here today getting us all set up for round 1 of the playoffs. Dan Brennan, Vic Lockett, I'm Jim Cox saying good night from the hill, where the Toros survive a scare in round 1, but the 6A state champs, they're still alive.